Talking headlines, world news, red carpets and views, politics in the streets, not just suits on the news. From the culture to the chaos, we bring it. No crap. Lay off the record, we tell it like it is. No fluff, no fear, just facts and real biz. Voices of the people, stories that connect. From gossip to the government, you know what's next.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How's everybody doing? It's the Off the Record show. You have, of course, your boy Million with Opinion. We have my girl, I Said What I Said, and Foxy 2, Roxy 3 in the building. What's good, everybody? What's good, ladies?
Well, hello, Minion. Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are having a happy June 19th.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Minion. And I said what I said. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great June 19th.
Absolutely. I hope you guys are like my co-hosts are saying, having a great June 19th. It didn't rain today out here in Texas. It's been raining all week, so great thing for that. I hope you guys are ready for the show. Someone said designs and decor and more. Said, well, I need a drink for this topic. You know what? You may. You just might. So if you guys are uh gonna be drinking, I would say go ahead and get your drinks ready because this show is gonna be a little bit controversial, a little bit crazy. It's a lot of things going on in the headlines today. What's good, succeeding? Let's go ahead and speak to everyone. And first off, let's give it up to the crowd. Everybody that's coming in, thank you guys for joining us. And we are going to go ahead and shout some people out before we get into the show. So what's good, succeeding? Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm not the shout outer person. Let me stay in my lane.
Well, we know how you do, Minion. So, I was just going to let you do what you do. So, hey, Designs and Decor. And Minion has already answered your question, child. You might need a drink, you never know. With the show that we have for tonight. But you know what? I think it's gonna be a little light tonight. So you may need a drink, but it's not gonna get you down tonight. Hopefully you'll have fun tonight. Hi, succeeding too. Thanks for being here. Hello to you, Jackson Tabasco. Thanks for being here, sis. We appreciate you being in the chat. Hello to you, H Spag. Thanks for being here tonight.
Whoop whoop. What's good, everybody?
And hello to you, Dave Bryson. We appreciate your presence. And
Hey,
hey,
Dave.
hey, Janice, thanks for being here, sis.
Hey, Janice.
Denise.
Hey, Laura, thanks for being here tonight.
Hi, Laura.
What's good, Laura?
Yeah. And please, everybody, if you haven't already, please tap the thumbs up button. We appreciate that. Help us get in the algorithm, help us grow the channel, and just help get the word out. We'll appreciate that. And if you
Yeah.
haven't subscribed to the I Said What I Said, Minion with Opinion, or Foxy 2, Roxy 3 channel, check us out tonight and consider subscribing. Hi, Candia. Thank you for being here tonight.
Welcome.
Hi, Candia.
And welcome, Babe Solo. Thank you for being here tonight, sis. We appreciate everybody, each and every last one of you in the chat. Feel free to put your comments in the chat. We will highlight them and we will read them out too if we can get to them, because sometimes we do kind of get heavy into the conversation. So if we don't at least read the comment out, I'll definitely make sure that I highlight it, since our super producer going to be doing other things tonight. And hey, Lady T Bug, she says she's in the bushes. Appreciate you being here tonight, and thank you, sis, for being in the bushes.
Absolutely. Whoop whoop. Okay. Look, had to annoy you guys a little bit with our air horn. All right, guys. So, like I said, what I said, hit that like button for us, and also make sure that you guys are active in the chat, and then you guys can also help redirect us if we're going off on a tangent. All right, we're gonna let y'all have a little power today. So, All right, but let's get into some of these headlines because, child, it's a lot of stuff going on. The first thing we're going to talk about, I think, let's get into the Tyler Perry scandal. Have you guys seen what's going on with Tyler Perry, guys? I mean, well, I know we have because we've been talking about it. That's why that's why we're doing the show on it. But you in the chat, have you guys seen what's going on with Tyler Perry? Um, we actually have a article pulled up, but before we get into the article, what do you guys think about this guy coming out years later against Tyler Perry, filing a lawsuit for what, $240 million? We'll read the details of the report that was released by MSN. But what do you guys think? I said what I said. We can start with you.
Okay, well, thank you, Minion. Well, I don't know what to think because I'm kind of conflicted, and he isn't a potential alleged victim, right? So I don't want to victim shame anyone, but I the confliction is like, did you report him right away, or did you, or is this mad day? And so
Right.
that's what I'm waiting to see, because you've been working with him for you worked with him for 3 years, and I looked up some research, and when I also understand that you reported you reported this information to HR and to EEOC, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. But it doesn't take that long to make a complaint about somebody, so that's where my confliction come in at, because if it is true and you dotted the I's and crossed the T's, then shame on you, Tyler. But if this just mad day, then shame on both of you guys. So that's what I think about it.
I kind of feel like that woman in the glasses on the picture that was just shown. But what do you think, Foxy? Do you think that there's any merit to this lawsuit, or what do you think?
Okay, what I think is, I think they might have had, a relationship or affair, but it's kind of coincidental that this lawsuit is coming out after he advertised that he's married to his son's mother, and it's like right after that, all of a sudden this lawsuit is coming up. So I'm thinking, like, I said what I said. It's Mad Day. I'm mad because he might still have feelings for him, and he's done moved on, and also, kind of like, okay, I warn you, I can show your wife this information, and if you deny it, I'll show your wife. So since he you know didn't work for that, now he's going to put it out public. So that's just the confliction. I'm not saying that he's not a victim, but I think there was a relationship, there, and then ended because he got married, and now he's bitter because he still have feelings for him. So I think that's the problem. That's how I feel, because of the text messages and the way it's going down.
I agree. I with both of you guys. I think that this is definitely. I mean, you could call it what, extortion. It just seems like, or blackmail or something to that extent, because you know, I'm pretty sure he was hoping that he was going to get something out of this, and it just didn't go his way. So, this is how he's going to try to ensure that he gets, something out of it. And it wasn't for nothing, him, messing around with him or playing along with him or whatever the case may be, because I'm sure he was given he didn't make Tyler, but maybe he did make it. I'm sure he was flirting with him. I feel like he was leading him on. Even if it was the playing the hard to get, I think he still was leading that man on. But Tyler, you gotta be smarter. You know, you two established not to be looking out for yourself a little bit better. So let's take a look at these text messages, because these aren't all the text messages. These are just some of the text messages that we were able to find. So it says, this is, I guess, The guy who's suing him, this is Tyler. I can call you later tomorrow sometime. That's him, I guess, the boy. And then Tyler responds, you have a really fresh voice and take on things. I don't know where this is going, but laughed the entire time. I could see the world and the characters. My exclusivity ends in 30 days. I want to take losing it out on Amazon or Netflix after that, engage their interests. Not their all right, but I also want to try and get you with the right people and help you make these shows work. They are not for my audience, but we need to find a home for this stuff. I don't want to miss another Schitt's Creek. You know that Eugene bought that to me first, but I didn't get it. Amen gets here tomorrow, or Amon gets here tomorrow, so he's got my full attention. I'll be trapped until the day after Christmas, so let's talk then. Wow, wow. I was worried you'd even like it because it's a weird concept, so thank you. I mean, nothing seem does anything seem weird about these text messages, or I don't know.
Well, it sounds like that everybody was friendly, and it doesn't sound like any coercion so far. It just sounds like that they're just kind of chopping it up about about the plans of what they're of what they were planning to do. So I don't see anything weird about it so far. But
Well, let's read this
But
next.
from what I see, it sounds like he's bringing an idea to Tyler, and he caught him at a bad time, and he was like, "Look, this is not a the topic of the show or whatever he decided, the idea he bring it to him, he feel that it's not for his, for his taking, but he can hook him up with somebody that will take it. He said, I like the idea. It's funny. You sound like you got a good voice, but it's just not from, my show or what I would like for my, audience.
Audience, right?
So,
right,
and then he was like, but I can hook you up with somebody, but I can't talk to you at this time. So it don't sound like any, any relationship type. It sounds like a business type. So now it's kind of giving me a little different vibe about this.
right.
Yes.
But
So,
that is the initial text though. So we do have other texts. So let's see, what's gonna happen. Let's go a little further and see what's going on with it.
okay, now this other side says right, and we just had a heaping dose of it, and now it's back to nothing. It's really weird. I didn't have any contact. What are you talking about? I have been touched. I haven't been touched in months. Oh wait, hold on. Right, and we just had a heaping dose of it, and now it's back to nothing. It's really weird. I didn't have any contact. What are you talking about? I haven't been touched in months. Oh, you mean touching? I thought you meant being around people. Jacob, I love that you only say that when I'm being stupid. I guess the Jacob's dumbass version of me. Not dumbass, but blonde. Okay, let's go.
Uh,
Let's go.
That's kind of vague. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of vague.
it's vague, but but it's trying to be in. I haven't been touched in months, so that's an introduction. Introduction to grooming to me.
All right, so now this one says nice. Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're going out there. How is your no? Is it stronger? Oh, how is your no? Is it stronger? You got to have a strong no. Yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real. Well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no. And I mean it and make it clear. I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Ooh, JK, JK, JK. I hear you. Well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through sex is in prison. So just stick. to the no unless you are really into him. Wait,
Is he
what?
talking about Harvey Weinstein? Quit playing, Tyler. And thank you for joining us, Marjan.
Oh my god. Okay. So we gotta dissect this a little bit. So he saying, well, okay, he says, well, I don't think that, but about the Illuminati, you have to sell your soul to the Illuminati. He was like, well, I don't think that, but I don't think that you have to be able, but I do think that you have to be able to say no. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean it and make it clear. So he's basically telling him how to avoid
You're right.
being essayed.
Yeah.
But
And,
then he responds, and he's like, and this is like a serious response that Tyler is giving.
yeah. A warning, basically. He's basically warning him. Let your no be no and your yay be yay, and don't play around like that.
No
So,
mince words, right?
right. So,
And his response is, I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. So to me, that in JK, but that's I'm joking, but
just
not
kidding.
joking.
Just kid.
Right.
Just
Um,
kidding.
yeah, but that's me joking, but not joking. I feel that's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what he's saying back to Tyler. So he's like, I only say yes if I could get an Oscar. So it kind of, like I said, it's kind of giving me a different outlook on the whole thing now.
Yeah, because he's basically flirting with Tyler to me, or either making
Like code
innuendos.
six, you're right. In
Yeah,
your like exactly.
yeah, like I'm giving you, like you're saying, like it's a code. It's a signal. So like if I can get a Oscar or a role or more money, i.e.
Wink,
Tyler,
wink, nudge,
wink,
nudge.
wink, nudge, nudge. So it looked like
Right.
you started this mess to me.
Uh huh.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's when I say, is this just mad day or what?
I think it's Mad Day. I think it's just Mad Day because it's something that he wanted Tyler to do for him. Because you saw in the other post, he was talking about, it's not for my show, it's not
Well,
for my audience.
we're gonna
But
get
that
to the other posts, aren't we, me and you? Don't we have another page of post, or are these the only ones?
These the only posts, but then we're gonna go into the article
Oh, okay. I
and
thought
see
we
what
had
the.
some other posts. So
I
go ahead.
only downloaded these two.
Oh, okay.
I saw a whole bunch, but
Yeah.
if y'all want to if y'all want to pull them up, if y'all want to pull them up, I can. But let's read this last one, and then we'll go into the article, and then if we need to pull up some posts, I'll go ahead and pull up the post.
Okay. Well, let me just let Foxy finish saying what she was saying about the post, though. I'm sorry, Foxy. I thought we had
but
more text.
it's like I'm getting mixed feelings. One minute we was thinking, the essay, and now it's coming up like a bad, he's getting rejected for what he want Tyler to help him with. So now, and Tyler is like, hey, wait a minute, I understand what you want. And he probably have talked to him about somebody else that he did have essay with. That's why he is telling him no mean no, yes mean yes. You're gonna have to work on that.
Right. So let's look at this last text message that I downloaded or that I added on here. So it says, I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past this block in your mind soon. Well, it's not this person, but yes, I want that too. I'm working on it. Therapy is helping. So he clearly has issues. And he actually, I feel like not even issues. His goal is to become famous in Hollywood. And at this point, he is willing to do whatever it takes to become the famous person that he sees himself, envision himself becoming.
And
And
yeah, and right there he said, well, it's not this person. So he didn't say him. He said this person. He said, you do need somebody to hold on to and love and make love to. But he didn't say, them or us. He made it singular. he needs whoever he's with, he needs to either say no or move on or whatever. And he said therapy is helping him. So basically, he's having an issue with his own, relationship with whoever he's with. And, now Tyler didn't give him what he wanted. So now he's coming after him.
Well, it sounds like you trying to make him an offer that Tyler Mike can't refuse to me, and he's initiating. To me, you're initiating. You're opening yourself up for whatever. And yes, they're open-ended statements where you're saying something, but you're not, kind of like what Christian Keys did, when he came out on IG claiming that a big movie star was, trying to take advantage of him, but he never really gave a name. And so this guy is doing some of the same things. And hey, to the cynical one, thank you for joining us today. LC, thanks for being in the chat. Okay, you're going to catch the replay. And thank you, Marjan and Kimmy Who. Thank you for being here today. But it just kind of sound like to me, though. I don't know. And hey, Justin, thanks for being here, sir.
Hey
But
guys.
at the end of the day, it sound like, to me, it sound like you trying to make an offer without making an offer. If that makes sense.
Right. No, that's exactly what he's trying to do. Trying to so that and he's trying to word it in a way where it can't come back to
To
as
hunt him, to make it look like he's just directly saying it,
right.
but he's putting it out there that I'm willing to do what I have to
Subliminally.
do. Yeah,
Right.
subliminal messages is what he's doing. And really, if this man is looking for someone, and what his taste is, and that you got these muscles, you're his type. So to me, you sound like you're just trying to, you're trying to make yourself irresistible to him, and really kind of softly throw yourself up on him, but you want him to make the first move. So it's mad day at this point still.
Right. Laura, Tyler actually recently got married. I'm not sure if it talks about it in this article, but we're going to read this article and maybe it'll give us a little bit more background on how all of this started or came into play. And then also, while I'm reading over the article, we'll be playing some of you guys' comments. So we may not actually just read them out loud. Um, All right, so let me read. It says, "Or do one of you guys want to read? If you guys are tired of my voice,
Go
I
ahead and read, super producer.
all right."
That's an inside joke, guys. Don't take it no kind of way. We just playing.
All right, so it says Tyler Perry is facing backlash or will legal backlash to the tune of $260 million from an actor who appeared in his BET drama The Oval and is accusing the media mogul of quid pro quo, sexual harassment, sexual battery, and retaliation amongst other counts. Perry's accuser, actor Derek Dixon, filed a lawsuit against the billionaire film and TV producer in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Friday. The actor claims Perry leveraged his power and standing in entertainment to create a coercive, sexually exploitive dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities. It looks like that's what he was looking for. I don't think Tyler Perry was promising that. It looks like that is exactly what he was looking for. But let me continue. It says, according to the court documents reviewed by the Times, Tyler Perry Studios and the and Action Production Company are listed as co-defendants. A representative for Perry did not immediately respond to the Times' request for a comment, but his attorney, Matthew Boyd, dismissed the lawsuit as a scam, according to the statement shared with multiple outlets. Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail, the statement said. All right. In his 46-page complaint, Dixon says that he met the House of Pain creator in September 2019 when he was working as an event staff for one of Perry's parties. The multi hyphenate entertainer offered Dixon the chance to audition for his show Ruthless a month after their first meeting. Perry claimed he would change his life and offered him a small role in the TV series, setting up his first stage in the series of escalating quid pro quo offers the lawsuit alleges. All right, so let's see. Okay, we just got a little bit more to go. All right, so it says from January of 2020 to June of 2024, Perry sustained a pattern of workplace sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation. The lawsuit alleges Dixon appeared in 85 episodes of Perry's presidential drama, The Oval, from 2021 to 2025, according to IMDb. Dixon accused Perry of relentlessly probing him about his sex life, making suggestive comments, and expressing jealousy about his interactions with other men during the duration of their work together. The complaint features multiple screenshots of alleged conversations between Dixon and the media mogul, including messages in which the director asks, what is it going to take for us to have guiltless sex?" and likens the actor to a role, but says he is so blocked that you refuse to be smelt or opened. Oh wow, we need to find those parts of the conversation. The lawsuit, which evokes cases against Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey, and other high profile Hollywood figures accused of sexual harassment, also details multiple occasions where Perry allegedly groped the actor. The first was in January of 2020 when Dixon stayed the night in a guest room at Perry's home in Georgia and allegedly felt Perry slip into the bed behind him. Wow, and start rubbing Dixon's body around his inner thigh in a highly sexual and suggestive manner. Dixon also accuses Perry of violently grabbing his throat in March of 2020, groping his buttocks in a trailer later that year, and pulling down his underwear and groping his buttocks again in 2021. Now, the thing about that is, why would you let it continue happening? Who? I mean, if this is something that happened to you before, why would you go back to the man's house to let it happen to you again?
Exactly. And
My
how did you you know, it's like you tried to get your evidence. You mysteriously have these text messages, but the text messages don't show in your favor in the beginning. So to me, it's like at some point you don't have it on text message, but it could have been a conversation where you actually gave this man permission to do the groping and to do whatever he want. Y'all came to an agreement, and it sounded like some soft BSDM was going on. Grabbing your throat and grabbing you from behind and all of that.
Hmm.
And so to me, it just sounded like you were on board until you wasn't. And once again, today is Mad Day for whatever reason. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna stop saying that, because basically, when you're flirting with this guy, it's like you were trying to entice Tyler, and once he pounced on you, now you want to run out and tell the public that all of these things happened to you. So I'm not buying it so far.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this is exactly what it is. He kept going to this man's house because ultimately he was hoping that he would get something out of it. He was hoping he would get a Grammy, and he probably likes it rough. So no man is just gonna grab another man by the throat. What provoked that to happen?
right, and it kind of, I'm kind of a little iffy with all of this. Kind of, it's like what I saw from the text message we did see. Like she said, like I said, what I said, it don't seem like it was any. You were flirting with him, and he kept telling you, find love, go ahead, this, and then he was like, okay, I'm in therapy now, and I need help, and the therapy part kind of hurt him a little bit because it's like, okay, is this real or is this your imagination that you want this to be real? You want him. And then what got me was when they compared the lawsuit to Weinstein, um, the other three cases, Weinstein, what's the name, Bill Cosby, and the other gentleman. Why are you comparing the lawsuit to them three? It kind of make me seem like you're using them for a lot of the language. I would like to look at those three lawsuits and see if any of this is similar. Because if it's similar, that means that you fabricating this and you making it seem like this is what's happening to you.
And did he want to? And did he want to be the top cop in the new movie Straw? And Tyler said no.
Right,
Did you want some more work? What is it that you're seeking? What is it that you want? Because now you want $260 million after working. What was that? 85 shows he said he did with the Oval
right,
Office.
yeah. So
You done did over 85 shows. You done got paid for what you contracted for, what you agreed to. What you and him agreed to. And hey, Alice, thanks for being here tonight. And Jackson Tabasco, thank you for being in the chat tonight. I appreciate you, ladies. But at the end of the day, you know, what was the agreement? Because it sounds like these text messages just go from one place and it's like something is missing, and then they go all the way to the left.
right.
So I don't know.
That's why I said I want to see those three lawsuits and see any of these that's in this, in this article that he's saying has anything to do with those three. Because sometimes you got some people, if they do have a little issue with their mental capacity, they will confuse, you know, what they want from somebody and they can't get it. So this is what they do and make it seem like that's actually what happened to them. You know how you see somebody say, well, that's what happened to me too. And that's what happened to me too. Like that.
Yeah, retaliation and copycatting is what he's
Right.
doing.
Right, and that's how it seemed to me because it's just not adding up from what we just read in those text messages. He was talking about a show in the beginning, and he was telling him, you got to say no or yes, and then you said I'm in therapy and I'm not with this person. So if it's not with that person, you didn't say it's not with him or it's not with you. He said this person. So it's like he's with somebody already, and it's not working out. So he wants to be with him, and you know, and this came out after he got married. This all came out after he got married because that's when I said something ain't adding up. Just something.
His
Well, and also, sorry, Minion, but also, why would no be no? When you're in Hollywood, but no wouldn't be. This man is telling you to make your no be no, but I guess no don't mean no to
right
him.
to him, right?
He's
Exactly. He's
clearly,
making it
yeah,
clear
he's
that.
making it clear that he understands the word no. So I don't know.
So you're obviously not making it clear. And let me just finish up. I'm not going to read the entire rest of this article, but these two paragraphs I want to just kind of quickly go over because it says Dixon, which is the actor who's accusing Tyler Perry of all these things. It says Dixon distances himself from Perry after the alleged June 2021 assault. The lawsuit says, but the producers fixers, they call it them fixers, reached out with a new storyline for his Oval character and a pay raise. They also allegedly told Dixon he could not tell his castmates about the new perks. I mean, usually when you're talking about pay, they always kind of discourage you from
Right.
discussing that with your coworkers. So there's nothing
Yeah,
like
that's standard.
nefarious, right?
That's standard because they used to, when I was on jobs, they always said don't
Don't
discuss your
discuss your
pay.
pay, right?
So that's
Um,
nothing new.
Perry allegedly continued to ask Dixon about his sex life through the years that followed, and in March 2024, plans to pitch Dixon's show began to fall apart. After Perry offered Dixon a writing spot on one of his series in June 2024, Dixon Dixon woke up and realized that Perry was never going to be serious about helping Dixon. grow his career, the lawsuit says. So he's just mad because he really wanted something out of his relationship with Tyler Perry, and he wasn't getting exactly what he was looking for. That's what it
Um,
seems like.
well, I mean, is that Tyler's responsibility to make sure that this dude grow in the industry? Because you didn't have to work for him. You could have went to another. You could have went to where the rest of y'all people at. To, where the rest of the people go in Hollywood and try to pitch your ideal or make it big in Hollywood. Why you didn't go that route? Like, I don't feel like it's Tyler's responsibility. If and that's his call. Because if you were in Hollywood, and they wanted to not make you if they didn't want to take you to the place that you wanted to go, so are you going to sue them? Because if that's the case, everybody would sue,
Right.
because that's up to Tyler to make that decision, not you, because it is what the Tyler Perry Studios, not
And let's be
Pixar
very clear.
Studios.
The reason why he didn't say anything is because for years Tyler Perry was paying this boy's rent and all his bills and
Right.
his lifestyle. So of now he's just being greedy. Like I said, he don't see a future in just being a talent for Tyler Perry. He wants something of his own. And it's just not happening for him because he's probably not talented enough.
Well, look at the
More.
last paragraph. Look at the beginning of the last paragraph right there.
Dixon claims he reported the alleged sexual harassment to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, but the complaint was not investigated. Dixon left the Oval, and Perry allegedly retaliated by telling Dixon he could say only that he was taking medical leave. Defendant made the leave of absence unpaid and therefore terminated plaintiff's employment, causing Dixon additional loss of income and insult, the suit says. Exactly. Like I said. So
And
he
that's what other jobs do.
he was upset because his bills couldn't get paid anymore because you were asking for too much, and you probably didn't even deserve what you was getting, and you know this is
Hey,
what happens.
hey, Shelly C, thanks for joining us tonight. Well, let me just say this. If the EEOC don't see a reason to investigate the claim, sir, you don't have a claim, because the EEOC don't work for Tyler Perry. HR worked for Tyler Perry, yes, but the EEOC, isn't that a separate entity
Yes,
that provide protection for all workers in the state, not just it's not affiliated with any company. I thought they were a separate entity. So if they don't feel like you have a claim, what make you think you have a claim, sir?
that part. Because you go to EE, like you said, it goes to the city where you're in, and then it goes. If it feels that it's deemed to go further, it would go to the state EEO for further investigation. So if I mean EE's, they don't
EEOC.
EEOC don't see it, then why, like you said, you don't have a claim. So you're mad because they didn't do anything about it the way you felt they should have done something about it. You thought you had enough case. So now you're going out here and now you want to sue him to get the money.
And also Marjan, I think, was the one that was asking about or saying, or was that Condia saying that she thinks that he just married to try to cover it up real quick because he was trying to get in front of the situation. That could also be the case too. What do you guys think about him getting married? Oh, I can't hear you guys. I don't know if y'all are on mute, but
Oh, I was.
oh.
Well, as far as him getting married, people get married every day.
Do you
And
think the timing is there's anything with the timing?
well, I can't say one way or the other. But what I can say, every top person in America that's a person of color that have any prestige, it to me, it appears that they're trying to bring everybody down. They're trying to bring everybody down a peg or two. And as far as him getting married, it could be that could be the reason why he got married. But when you're in a court of law, you have to look at the facts.
Right.
Okay. And getting married is not against the law,
Right.
but
Nor is
it
it an
but
admission of guilt.
nor is it an admission of guilt. And I just think he's like a woman in it. To me, if you flip the script and made him a woman, and let's keep it real, this guy is attractive. He has the muscles. He has an attractive face, and that didn't work for him. Like some women try to use their pretty looks and their bodies, to like they used to say how women try to sleep their way to the top. Well, he tried to get his way to the top
Men do the
by
same
any means
thing.
necessary. Yeah, by any means necessary. And it just didn't work out for you. So now, once again, it's mad day
It's
because you
back
didn't
to
get
the
what you
drawing
want.
board, sir. You just
Yeah,
got to go
and
back to the drawing board
you
and
got to go
try.
back to the drawing board. And if you take it to court, all the evidence is going to be looked at, not just your side of the story, Tyler Perry's side of the story. And that's why come Tyler is on Facebook singing, Jesus got the whole world in his hand.
But
Hey,
you know
that
what?
part.
But you want to know what? I mean, it's not surprising that this is the situation that Tyler Perry is finding himself in, having some type of sexual assault allegations against him from a man, because this is the result of not being able to live your true life in the public. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you have to resort to trying to do things sneakily. You can't just have a man and have a boyfriend openly and just
Right.
be his sugar daddy. And we would accept that,
We
Tyler.
don't we don't care. It's 2025. Nobody cares.
Right. Instead of trying to get married,
Right.
to try to push this narrative that you're not a flaming, raging homosexual that likes rough BDSM. You know.
But you gotta also look at it. They've been trying to say that he was, gay for the longest time because he dressed up in Medea, and a lot of people saying, well, he's dressing like a woman, acting like a woman. But you got to remember, what's his name? Martin was acting like Shanae. Then you had
But
oh,
see, there's a difference.
so
Okay,
let
that's
me
the
this
let, let,
character.
let, let me take this all the way back, baby. James Brown was who? Geraldine. Okay?
Right.
And so that's
No, it wasn't
nothing
James.
new.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't James Brown. It
there's
was uh
Flip Wilson, my bad.
Bill
Flip
Wilson.
Wilson. Yeah, Flip Wilson was Geraldine. So
And
that's
then
nothing new under
you
the sun
and then
for a
y'all
man to
forget
put
in
a
Living
dress
Color
on.
with Jamie Foxx and
Right. All of them.
all of
right,
the
Yeah.
good
so
women. Yeah.
they were trying to say that he was, acting like a woman. You could tell he's gay, he's this, that, and they've been saying that for a while now.
But let me say this though. I mean, before can I just interject and add a little bit to it before you finish?
Yeah,
I will say the difference between him and Martin and all of the other people is that I feel like when Tyler Perry is Medea, that is him in his natural form. I feel like when he is Tyler Perry and on camera, it feels so contrived and just like forced. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't. He just feels so fake when he's
Hmm.
Tyler, and then when he's Medea, he seems like it's a genuine version of himself.
Exactly. And hey, sure, Yeverton, thanks for joining us tonight.
Whereas Martin, when he's a man, it still feels natural. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's putting on to portray himself
To
as a
be a
man.
man.
Right.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, and Foxy, I'm gonna let you finish up. But once again, this is 2025. We don't care.
We accept you. Okay.
and
Every-
Fox.
Everybody
and
else out the closet, you come on out too, Tyler.
but I met a young man, and he real sweet, sweet, real sweet, sweet. He was a junior pastor of our church. And he's all man. He loves all women. He's just been around a lot of women that he has the feminine, but he's not don't want men at all. But he just has the women tendency because he grew up with a bunch of women, sisters, aunts, grandmother. There was no men in his life, so he just got a lot of feminine ways. But he's not that way. So I don't, I can't. Some men are like that. They have a feminine ways, but they not. They don't want men. They want women.
Well,
So
you call them metrosexual is what we call them. And
But
hey,
they also
sunshine,
don't
rain, and
find
garden.
but they also don't find themselves in situations where you have a man coming out with clear evidence that you guys had some type of close relationship with each other, and stating that he was sexually assaulting the other guy. So there's that. I mean, if that came out against your guy friend that you know who is feminine, I'm pretty sure that would change your perspective. It's
Like
just
you
that you
said,
haven't heard of any.
well, see, we haven't seen the evidence on Tyler Perry's side. See, one thing about text messages, you can show certain text messages that you think that will help your case, and then there's some text messages that will hurt your
That you will
case.
leave out, right?
Right.
And what
So
did I just say, Foxy? Didn't I say something missing?
right. And
It- it-
the
yeah,
conversation don't go ain't clicking, So that's why I said we haven't seen Tyler Perry's evidence. He might have text messages that show totally different what we seeing with him. He's only showing us what he did, what the lawsuit is, what he's showing as evidence, and you know, and then we haven't seen nothing that Tyler Perry has shown us that it might not be entered that we can see. So I still want to kind of hold off on making my final decision on this because it's
right.
just something
Don't
facts
get
ain't
me
fact.
wrong. I still got Tyler Perry's back, and if it's for no other reason, because I feel like this is a moment in time where a lot of people are trying to attack the successful black entertainers. I feel
Right.
like a lot of minority races, a lot of minority groups are under attack right now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so of course, I'm going to support Tyler Perry for this one, but I think that if he just was to be able to live his life out loud and freely, that this would not be an issue for him.
Well,
Right.
okay, no,
And hey, lady, thanks for joining us tonight.
look at Jada and what's his name?
Will.
Will. Remember the deadlines was her shush herself for their kids. Now all of a sudden she come out with that red top tabletop thing, and all of a sudden she coming out with this, I has, was with my son's best friend and all this stuff, and you can see Will's face is like shocked, like what? So that's why I said we only heard her side, but Will is sitting there like in shock. So we don't know what really happened,
Cause
you know.
Will don't really care like that. But at the end of the day,
But now again,
I
Real
know what
another Tyler Perry, if you ask me, but
right,
we
right,
know.
right, right.
but
And I understand your point, Foxy.
so Will, remember they had an open relationship. They were
Mm-hmm.
married, but they had
Exactly.
open relationship, and then they supposedly had stopped, and then he finding out she's still going. So that's
Right.
why I said we, and everybody kind of looking at her like you kind of cray cray, you know. And then when we found out more information, we found out that he was, they had an open relationship. They agreed to have an open relationship. So, everybody was jumping on her, about her, and then find out he been with women too while they've been married. So that's why I say there's two sides to everything. And I just want to say what Tyler Perry has the evidence when they do go to court in regards to this, and see what evidence he has. And then we can see, okay, is he really telling the truth or he lying? And plus, I already know Tyler Perry had already announced that he and his wife now was going to get married. They just had, I think, they hadn't picked a date. They had already planned on being married. It just hadn't picked a date yet, and they didn't know, when and where. So this was already in the making for them to get married. It's just when he got married, it's like homeboy is like, oh, okay, now he's off the table. Now I'm mad. I can't come at you that way no more. That's how I look at it. Because it's just coincidental after he got married, now you want to come at him with a lawsuit.
Hmm. Well, we will definitely keep looking, keep our eye on it, and of course, bringing it to the people. But do y'all think that it's safe for? I'm gonna also. Well, I can actually go ahead and pull up these other text messages. Y'all want me to? I think I found some other text. I mean, downloaded some other text messages. If y'all want me to pull them up,
Well, it's up to you if you want to pull them up. But are we going to talk about Didi tonight also? Because
we can. But
but
y'all.
I just wanted to make a point. We don't have to, and if we have time, we can. But the point I wanted to make about Didi is yeah, we see all the evidence that the prosecution brought, against Diddy. But how about the defense brought some evidence about Cassie uh, threatening to take people out? So, like Foxy said, and a lady that's in the chat, you need to get both sides of the story because right now we just have one side of the story,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I agree.
all the facts need to be brought out, and that's what matters in a court of law, not uh,
Facts.
facts and not halfway text messages.
That's right.
So, just want to put
All
that out
right.
there.
And
Well,
what about R. Kelly? We're gonna mention just a little briefly about his OD and his parting thing. We got to talk about that one day.
let's add that to the next show. That way we can give it the attention and time that it deserves. Okay.
Okay, okay,
We're gonna put
Justin.
that in the queue.
Meaning, Minion want to make a whole video, and he want to go through all, all of that. So you know how he is.
Yeah, so silly. Okay. But the next topic, I think that we can go ahead and move over to is going to be, of course, y'all, the clown. She's always the clown of the week. The buffoon. What do we call her?
Roach.
Okay,
but
as y'all see,
hold on.
I'm sure you
All right.
guys already saw this, but we got this
A
person
few moments later.
saying she sold out the book.
Mm.
Look at this. It's so funny because y'all know that used to be my intro on my videos. All right, so we're gonna be talking about Tiffany Hinger, guys. Y'all know, like I said, she just came out with a new book. Let me turn this turn this volume off. But yeah, she just came out with a new book. So, and she said it was sold out. All right, guys.
Now, did she just put the book out yesterday?
Literally just released the book. Just released it.
Isn't she a brand new author, or is this her second book?
I, I mean, I don't even know if she reads books, let alone if she's made one in the past. Foxy, has she made a book before?
Yeah, she made a paperback book before.
Is she Maya Angelou or somebody
And
or?
Dear Walt Christian had bought the book, and
Hmm.
when he bought the book, it was a paperback book, and the fonts was terrible in that book. One minute it's big letters, next minute it's a certain kind of. The fonts were terrible. One chapter might have one font, another chapter might have another font. The book was terrible. It was terrible. And then he read something out of it, and it was just like and like me and did with the little Tweety birds, the little crickets sound. That's how you be looking when he was reading it. That's how you would be thinking, the crickets. Like, yeah, that sound like really. What are you talking about? It didn't make any sense. The book didn't make any sense really. It was just thrown together.
Yeah. Well, let's look at this post because this was a post that was made 2 days ago. And so just to show you how crazy and bizarre, and I don't know what fantasy world this woman lives in, but someone needs to have her head checked out because again, like I said, this post was made 2 days ago where it says today is my big day on so many levels, but mainly my birthday. All right, so I guess her birthday was the biggest part of this day, but it says yes. Yes, I turned 25 years old again. Today, I'm asking everyone to support me by purchasing my book. The link is below, and it says Tiffany A. Henya presents Standing on Business coming August of 2025. Okay. Well, it's definitely a little bit before August, but coming August 2025, the real story is coming. In a world full of noise, truth hits different. Tiffany A. Hinyard steps forward, unshaken and unfiltered, ready to rewrite the narrative. From mommy moves to making history, she's not just showing up, she's standing on business. They say she they say there were two sides, but there's always a third, the truth. Bold, unapologetic, transformational. Tiffany redefines what it means to lead with purpose, and she's not backing down. Don't just watch the movement, be a part of it. Pre order the explosive book now. Be the first to hold the truth in your hands. August 2025. 2 days ago, guys, this was the post that was released on Tiffany A. Hinyard's Facebook post. Okay. So just a few moments later, guys, this is the next post. Okay. So you guys see, one said yesterday and one said 18 hours ago. So you guys see, this all happened within the span of 24 hours. And it reads, "Thank you all for your incredible birthday wishes, and a special thank you to everyone who supported me by purchasing my book. It sold out in minutes, guys. I truly appreciate all the love. Now, to those who are a little late to the party, no worries. You can still click the link below to order your own copy. Don't get left behind. Stay in the know with what the nation will soon be talking about. Click the link to purchase the book. And remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it." All right, guys. So, just so we are clear, these posts were clearly written by ChatGPT. Just so everybody understands, these are definitely, I use ChatGPT to write my posts and to write my descriptions and titles. This is definitely ChatGPT. Okay, so this is not her, especially using all the flowery language. But moreover, the fact that it only took less than 24 hours for her book to sell out, she really wants us to believe that she is that hot. She is really popping like that. No one believes that you're. If you had one book for sale, maybe, and if your family members purchased it, then and it sold out, then I could believe that. But I feel like she's trying to spin the narrative to make it seem like there are thousands of people out there who are dying to get their hands on this Tiffany Hinyard book for $100. Before we go into how her website looks, what are you guys' thoughts about these two posts?
Child.
That's it, right?
Listen, Linda. Barack Obama wrote a book and it didn't sell out in 24 hours. Hillary Clinton wrote a book and it took longer than 24 hours. You have journalists that write books. All kind of famous people write books, and it take them at least 3 weeks to a month to sell out. On the bestsellers list, right? And so, in order for her to sell out like this, she must only have one or two copies. And she bought one, and more than likely her mom bought one. And so, I don't call that a
Yeah, come
sellout.
on.
Oh, come on. Well, I don't think he probably
He
bought
could
it. He
afford one, right? She bought it for him.
shared the book with her, and
Right.
but at the end of the day, Tiffany, stop playing in our face, ma'am. Stop playing in our face, and it's just it's a grift, and it's an attention seeker, and she just want to make herself look like she's doing something to be important, and she want to make herself look valuable to the public. And I don't even think Barack Obama book cost $100. And come on, ma'am, you was only the mayor. Who have a book for $100?
Especially some low level hood booger. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You know that nobody is about to be purchasing this book. You want us to invest $100 into this book. First off, to just piggyback off of what you said, I said what I said. We will never be able to know how many books how many copies she actually sold. You know why? Because it's not actually even being sold through a reputable company like Amazon or Barnes and Noble or anything like that. It's sold through some makeshift homemade website that she made and couldn't even purchase her own domain for. So she's using a free domain. She's using a free platform to make this makeshift website for her book. She couldn't even get have a book release party. She didn't invest any money into any. She couldn't even use a new picture. Her book says standing on business, but her cover is of her sitting in a chair. It's like you couldn't even have the cover correlate with the damn title of the book.
You
You know
think
what
she
I'm
should have asked Chat GPT how she?
saying? She could have even went to AI and had, if she couldn't afford to have a photo shoot for her
Right.
new book, she could have went to AI and had them generate some pictures for her damn. But she decided
She could have used her mirror picture. She looked like she's standing up on the picture on her mirror picture, and she had a lot of pictures on Facebook she could have used. But it's
but
it's like
what
you
I'm
say.
saying is she didn't invest anything into
Right.
this book,
Right.
but she wanted us to invest $100. Ma'am, sit your ass down.
I'll go have several seats in the corner. In the corner,
All
and put your
right.
nose in the corner because we not having it.
And face the
And
wall,
and
right?
face the wall, yeah, and put your nose in this circle because that's what you deserve. And I think Minion gave you guys the website, so check it out for yourself. It's facts. The domain is a home is a do it yourself domain. So basically, you can do a book just like this, purchase this domain and write your own book and put it on there and say you standing on business if that's if you standing on business too or whatever you want to call your book. But it's all a grift, and really I think she thinks she's still the mayor over there with people not fact checking her and without any I guess she feel like the public is just gonna take her for her word without checking out anything. But honey, ain't nobody got no $100 to give you just to throw away. Because if that's the case, they can just throw that $100 away on themselves. But you're not gonna get $100 from nobody.
This is what you're gonna see when you go to the website. I just did a screenshot of it, but I mean, this is pretty much, and when you click on the picture, this is what it's going to take you to. So you guys can see this is, I mean, she couldn't even get her book on Amazon. So you can either pay using Affirm, Afterpay, or you could pay with Google. So all of these are like free
Sites.
plugins, right? Free sites that she's using. And please do not set up a payment plan for Tiffany Henyard's book. Who's going to set up a payment plan for Tiffany Henyard's book? Oh my god. Um,
I didn't even know you could set up payment plans for books.
I didn't either.
it
I thought
says
if you
four.
purchased a book, you just paid for it, or either you wait till you get the money, or you just buy it all at one time. You don't. I've never heard of anyone else having a payment plan to purchase a book. That's new to me, and
Well,
maybe
if you,
I'm out of date. I don't know.
No, you're not out of date. Like you said, Hillary Clinton had a book, wasn't no $100. Barack Obama, he had a book, it wasn't $100. Michelle Obama had a book, it wasn't $100. It look, only person that had $100 or more book was Trump, and that's because it was the Bible. Remember, he had the Bible, and that was the only book he brought out that was more than $100. But other than that, everybody else that did a memoir book, a biography book, a memoir book, they didn't charge no $100. And
Well,
and I'm like Shelley C said, what book that's not a college book for learning is worth $100? Exactly.
you're
And
right.
where are these people when you was at election time? Where are them people that supposed to bought them books? Where were they at election time? I agree with you, Alice, with that. So, come on, girl. You really think, look, you lie in court, you lie in front of people. What made you think we're going to believe this?
Sound like a mega grift to me.
Eh, no, she ain't even MAGA. She just a griff. There ain't no MAGA griff, nothing. She just
What
grift.
is she, Aga?
Yeah.
She can't even get the M, so she Aga. But yeah, and did she get excited about the money and just couldn't wait for the people to try to, you didn't give yourself time to even scam the people the right way. I mean, good God Almighty, I
this
just
how
Well,
she
never
was
seen anything
raised.
like this.
Wait a minute,
Looks
you
like
got
she
to
was
remember
ready.
she got a daughter coming out with a book too. Her daughter Justice, who's 6 years old, is coming out with a book too.
Teaching her at a
Sitting up,
young age how to grift.
right. Sitting over there
Well,
looking like Nina Brown. In that damn shirt.
yeah, so let's look at some of these comments and see what you guys are saying. Um,
Yeah, let that
Kimmy,
one
who
keep playing.
says she needs the money, and you're right. I think she definitely does need the money, but damn, $100. She's struggling that bad. Well, I mean, her salary did go from 300K down to zero, so I could imagine she does need the money. What do y'all think she is doing? Could y'all imagine having a salary that goes from $300,000? That's almost, I mean, it's not almost half a million, but it's over a
It's
quarter
over
of
a
a
quarter
million.
million dollars. Yeah, it's
It's
over a
over a
quarter.
quarter of $1 million to
Yeah.
zero.
All right, Janice. Thanks. Good night.
Could you imagine? Okay, so let me just read some of these comments. Succeeding says, um, how is she going to write a book standing on business when she cannot even keep her fake hamburger meat restaurant in business?
Mm,
Exactly, that part
that part.
too. What's up, Goddess Lena? I'm about to ask ChatGPT, did it write a book for C Super Stupid? Okay. And you know what? It's funny if you say super stupid, ChatGPT may just know exactly who you're talking about. Um,
Well, I asked Chat GPT how many books did she sell, and Chat GPT say they don't know because the book just came out, and that they can't get all the sales right now. But the only information they had about the book is that it's $100, and that's basically what Chat GPT said, and it didn't say anything else about a book at all.
yeah, because I mean, it's just a scam. First off, she literally just came out of office, what, 3 months ago? She's never said anything about a book. I mean, she said she's alluded to having things in the works or whatever, but she's never said that she was going to actually just come out with a book. Um,
Do
I don't
you
know.
do you think she spray painted them shoes red to make them look like red bottom?
She
She,
might have.
you know what? I wouldn't put it past her just having her designer get her the shoes, and the designers do that. I mean, a stylist do that so that they can get more money out of them.
Oh, by the way, Amazon did sell her paperback book for which had 120 pages, and the name of it was "The Political Career of Tiffany Henya," and in depth.
Huh. Well,
Mhm.
I'm not interested. Look, not interested. DJ Belez said it's still June 2025. Right. That's what I'm saying. She talking about releasing her book in August of 2025.
Well,
But
these are pre-sales, though. In her defense, these are pre-sales, you guys. So, hey, Lionel. So basically, she's saying that her pre-sales have sold
sold
out.
out.
But how can you sell out on pre-sale? Because pre-sale is telling them is determining how many books they need to make. You know how many copies they're going to need.
Right. Succeed and said that's because she only had two books to sell.
That part, I wholeheartedly believe that. Yeah, that's what I said. She only had two books, so her mama bought them.
Can you sell all of a pre-order? I mean, I didn't think that it was possible because I don't even think the damn books are even printed yet.
Right. It's
But
pre-sale.
it's pre-sale, so this is like you said to get a number of how many books need to be sold, need to be printed so they can sell them. But
Yeah. It
her
kind of gives them a trajectory of what they're going to be, about how the sales are going to go, and what to expect and how fast they're going to sell, and just give them some numbers to play around with so that they won't overprint or underprint. So make
love
that
helping
make
out.
sense.
Exactly, exactly. So, how do you sell out of something that you should be trying to get as many orders of in the first place is beyond me, because it's not like you said there's only 200 copies available. So get yours now. You just said coming soon and then sold out. So
The next day.
Right. You were like what?
As I say, she didn't give herself to grift or scam, you know. She didn't give herself
Right.
time enough to do anything. But love helping out. The website is legal. Say the website again, menu, so I won't say it out wrong because I'm not looking at it.
Tiffany A. Hinyard dot big cartel BIGCARTEL.com. So Tiffany A. Hinyard, all one word, dot bigcartel.com.
And it's BIGCARTEL.com. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I've never seen anybody pre-sale, sale, and sold out all within 24 hours. I just that's a new one for me. And,
Uh,
I don't buy books so that often no more. So maybe I'm out of date. I don't know how they doing it now, but I just never heard of it.
so what has maybe because it's sold out, maybe that means that there's a lot of people who purchased the book. Is there anybody in maybe this chat who may have purchased that book and can tell us?
Let me go on mute.
All right. Where were those people on the day of the election? Okay, all these, these people are supporting her at the tune of $100 a pop for the book, but decided not to show up to support her to make sure that she stayed in office. That's
And
Well,
then
did y'all go to the book signing?
I don't think there was a book signing. I
there wasn't
mean,
a book
the
signing.
book wasn't even released.
Well, the author get their own copies of the book. So is that what she's saying is sold out? The copies that they give the author? Hey, Gertrude's Van Life. You think that's what sold out? Because do you think she feel like because they gave her so many copies as an author and she sold all of those? Do you think in her mind the book is sold out, so is already sold out, and she don't need to sell anymore? Or where do you think she got this concept from?
uh, come on.
And maybe I'm too analytical. Maybe
Look,
I
come
think
on,
too much.
said
I don't know.
man. You ought to tell them
Listen,
it's sold that.
yeah,
So they
maybe I think too much. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure how. I'm just trying to figure out how she come to
ain't
this
no
conclusion.
strategy to her. She could just she like Trump. Anything that come to her mind, she just spew it out of her dumb ass mouth or onto the web.
Well, Alice said she went from Superman to Super Arthur.
She read DJ Bled. Wait. DJ Bled talking about she ran out of paper from her printer. That's why she only had two copies. So like that's
Oh,
why it sold
okay.
out. she could the printer couldn't print it. It only printed 1.5 copies. So she's like, oh shit, let me hurry and put it sold out for anybody else order.
Wait a minute. She got the paperback book was sold at $21.24. It was sold on Mrs. Dalloway's literary literary and garden arts. And it was $21.24. It said the political career of Tiffany Henya, an in-depth exploration of her life, leadership controversies, federal investigation, and community uprise in paperback.
Oh yeah, she was uprising, all right. It
But
definitely wasn't uprising when she was in office. So okay,
Oh
girl.
man, you got
she
to
was
read it. You got to read the description of. Look, I got to read y'all the description of that book. She
she
said.
was up at night before all the people was rising.
Right.
That's what she was.
She said this compelling book unpacked the fierce clash between the mayor and the Dalton board, the ongoing FBI investigation and financial scrutiny, the voices of Dalton residents disillusioned, defiant, and determined to reclaim their own future. Parallel between Hinyard's bold Trump-like rhetoric and the shift tides of local and national politics. This was her book.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. That chair do look like that old gold that Trump have in the Oval Office, because that chair looked like she spray painted it. That
Oh yeah,
spray paint you
that
get
is
from
the
Home
spray
Depot.
painted chairs. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause none of them chairs actually use the real gold. They just
yeah,
use some particle board, I mean some wood
yeah,
and spray painted.
yeah.
But she does have Trump like ways in her stupidity and her uh
Grifting.
her grifting, her impulsive decision making. So there's a lot of Trump like qualities,
Her
but how do
scammer
you call
moves.
her scamming? But how do you get to a point where you're calling the damn trustees delusional with taking over their town? But that's exactly what they did. That's like the reality. That's not a delusion.
Right. So that, no, so this is what, see, she's painting that everybody is was against her, and even the town, they was trying to take the town back when there was nothing for them to take back, and so you imagine what this book holds.
Nothing.
Girl, all I can say is good luck, girl.
It may not even be real. I wonder if she did the chat. I mean, did the proofread after Chat GPT made the book, or if she just copied and pasted all into it in one go and just called it a day. Because I don't just see her just sitting down reading through the pages to make sure that there's no grammatical errors, to make sure that the story actually aligns with the truth and reality.
So
I'm
wait a minute, how's she gonna read through the pages when she can't read?
Well, this is what I know about authors. When they sell in a book, they make a tour around. Even if they can't afford to be, even if they're not big enough to go on TV, then they'll go on social media and put it out there. They go to Barnes and Nobles and do book
have a
signings.
focus group and get
They
some
have a
feedback.
focus group. Yeah, they have all type of groups that they try to and get feedback from. So, like I said, this book was just bought. It was thought up, pre-sold, and sold out all in one day. And I just never seen anything like this in my life. So, I don't know.
Well,
No,
she made the damn book in 2 hours, within 24 hours with Canva and Chat GPT. So her selling it and getting it sold out in 24 hours, it just kind of aligns with her version of what reality is. She
Hmm.
so I mean, it's a fake book, a fake release, fake sold out. I mean, do anybody even believe any
Fake website.
fake website? I mean, the whole thing is just a fucking scam, a grift, and she thinks that people are going to continue supporting her because they think other. I mean, I guess if she pushes the narrative that it's sold out, meaning that other people actually bought it and
Hmm.
didn't get scammed out of their money and aren't complaining. I guess she thinks that that's going to make other people say, okay, well, let me go ahead and give this book a chance and let me go ahead and purchase a. No.
Don't y'all tap y'all Apple Card. Don't y'all tap y'all Apple Card to that website.
Okay.
Hey, Yin,
Might
down
lose
there, y'all. Thanks for being here today, and we have
oh,
somebody else. K Mac, thank you for joining us tonight.
oh my God, this is just
Hey,
another.
lady. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is just funny. I just can't stop laughing. Tears are running down my face, y'all.
A lady 747 says her followers are broke. They're missing from those meals and bingo prizes. Exactly.
And hey,
Exactly.
Taju Robinson, thank you for Taju says she on the floor laughing.
Delusional narcissist. Exactly. That's exactly what she is. Tanya
Well,
says, I'm on the floor laughing. Oh, that's so funny.
right. So at the end of the day, we've had a lot of bad news this within the last couple of weeks or what have you. So this is hey, y'all go ahead and laugh because you need a good laugh, and so leave it to her, and she's gonna make you laugh. She never fails.
Let me see if I can find a good
But Tiffany need to stop. She need to stop. Stop playing in our face, little Tiff.
right, right.
Man, Alice said, let her read your copy when you're done.
What y'all need to do, like if y'all haven't done so already, make sure y'all check out Cooking with Frank's channel. But what he said to y'all video in his video was, if you do decide to purchase it, if you balling like that and you got $100 to just throw away, just put it on your credit card and then call your credit card company and dispute the charge. Don't
tell
waste
him,
your
tell him
money
you
on
didn't
this
you didn't get
shit.
your merchandise.
Uh,
Oh,
all right, y'all.
oh, Kimmy Who said this book. will be sold on QVC at 3 a.m.
Exactly. I wouldn't even give her a QVC. This is one
They
of them
say, son,
infomercials.
right.
eh,
QVC ain't gonna even waste their time. They're gonna be like, girl, bye.
One of them ghetto ass commercials that you see
Yeah.
in the middle of the night on on the public free stations. But
They're not gonna even give her the time of day. Once again, you didn't I don't think you understand.
I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna say it.
Once again, you can't even get to the website. You didn't even buy space for the correct website. Okay.
when you
So
you're right, because when you click on it, it's nowhere that you can click on it to buy anything. It's nothing in there to say you
you
can buy
gotta
it.
click 2 or 3 times just to even try to get
You
to
gotta
buy to
click the
shop for the
picture,
product.
don't you?
Yeah, you gotta click it's like clickbait. You gotta click the picture, you gotta click the words, each letter, and then it'll direct you to the
Let me show
page.
y'all. Okay, y'all. Let me go.
Take them through the steps, mean. Take them what
Let's
we're
look.
talking about. Take them through what we're talking about.
All right, so here you guys go. Let's see here. All right, so this is the actual website, guys. So when you go to what I told you, Tiffany Hinger, you're gonna see this on the thing. You see products, you see contact. I wonder what it say when you go to contact. See, look at this shit.
Child, them your contacts.
I wouldn't even don't put your information in the products. Okay, so when you go to products, you just click on this, and then it takes you here. You can add it to the cart. You can buy with pre-order your book today. From mommy moves to making history, she's not just showing up; she's standing on business. They said that there are two sides, but there's always a third, the truth. And like I said, the Chat GPT description of the book, y'all. So, and y'all know that this is
And
not.
that's a Canva.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I told you. I mean, the whole thing is Kevin. This is one of those. Yeah,
That's a Canva thumbnail because I'm looking at that phone and Canva got those phones that you
right. Yeah, yeah. With the book too. The whole thing is just all Canva.
just go to Canva and Elements and you too can
You
make a
could put a
thumbnail like
book.
this.
You could put book cover in Canva, and whatever you come up, whatever your design is in Canva. If you go to share, it's going to say, do you want to print the book? And while through Canva, and while it's giving you these options to print the book, it's going to give you a thumbnail just like this that shows the product on the book and on the phone. And all this is all Canva. I'm telling y'all, Canva and ChatGPT did this book. I mean, I don't even know if y'all are not familiar with Canva and ChatGPT, but if you are, then this should be no surprise that she did this through Canva and
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
and that's how I know, because I had to step away for a second, so I didn't know if y'all had discovered that it was from Canva also. But I just kind of checked
I
out that
should.
I checked out that cell phone, and I'm like, hey, that's Canva.
We should do our own on live and just show exactly what we're talking about, but
Hey,
we're not gonna do it.
you fast, go for it.
Look,
Show
let's see.
show show them what show them what we're working with. Well, first go through this website so they can see
This is the
that
web.
we ain't lying to them.
So this is the website. So what else do y'all want me to show them? So we.
Click on Google, add it to the cart, and click on Google Pay and see what's gonna
Oh,
happen.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's add to the
Take us through the
cart.
transaction.
Okay. So we're gonna get one. Let's do checkout. You got to put your contact information. You can pay with a link. I guess it's gonna send it to your phone. Um, your shipping information. I don't want to show y'all a line, and I wouldn't
Mm-mm.
want to even put.
Hey, Santa, thanks for being here.
But yeah, you just go through here because I think as soon as I put it's gonna put all my information. Okay, but yeah, I mean this is just a regular. I mean, like I said, she didn't even purchase the domain. It's tiffanyhinyard.bigcartel.com/checkout. And then if you like, let's say I'm not gonna go through with this, but if we go to Big Cartel just to see what Big Cartel is, hustle without the hassle. Set up an online store and start selling fast. Start at $0, zero stress. So, like I said, she opened up a pretty much a free apparel or whatever online store with Big Cartel. Um, yeah, but I mean, if we go to Canva,
So if y'all want to write a book, y'all, this how you do it.
let's do the. You just type in book cover. Okay, you see, it already gives you the size of the book cover, and what we're gonna do, we're just gonna use one of their designs. We're gonna keep it very simple. So this is gonna be the book design. If you go to share, share, and uh, mm, print with Canva. Okay, so we go to print with Canva. You can do. Let's see.
Now you got to put the cell phone on there.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You gotta put. Look like you gotta put the cell phone on there, but
You got to put the same picture with the cell phone. But I mean, this is all this chick did was just went to Canva, got a book cover, went to Elements, pull
I
up a
was
cell
just about to
phone.
say, let
Yeah,
me
went
yeah,
to Elements, pull,
mock-ups
yeah,
basically.
mock-ups, and put a cell phone in there, and
So you
bam,
go to mock-ups over here,
you can
and
just type it in cell phone. Oh, there it is, right there. You don't even got to type that. You had it right there.
let's see,
There it is, right there on
they're
the
right
front.
here.
Yeah, either on the second row. On the
Right, they
second
got
row,
them
yes,
all,
they got them all. Cell phones, TVs. You can put it on the coffee cup. It's just so. Girl, go somewhere and sit down.
and let's see if they got the book.
Well, look, as my uncle would say, well, damn.
All you gotta do is copy, and all you gotta do is copy the title, copy the background, mention it and sticking this out the cell phone.
Right, right. You mean like? Hold on, I'm trying to see
Like,
if they have a book. All
oh,
right,
okay, a book already.
so like, say if we wanted to use, I'm trying to see if they actually got hers. It would be funny if we could find hers.
You so stupid. Hey, type in the field. Go back up and type in there standing on business and see what.
Okay, but look, they got. So I mean, you can make any type of little thing, and then like, let's say if we, let's see, can we put this up in there?
Yeah, you can just copy the background and put it inside the picture.
It's not letting me.
It's not letting you extract the background or copy it.
But you know what? We could just do
What about the
this
position?
and look,
Okay, there you go.
and then you got your book cover. So and look, it looks like a real book. I mean,
Bam.
all right. Anyways, so uh, y'all
Yeah, get y'all coins together and get y'all 99.99 together. Yeah, $99 together, and help a sister out. You know.
And if y'all want to grift, I mean, this is the perfect example of how y'all could grift y'allself. Y'all could.
No, uh,
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. We shouldn't be promoting that. But
we shouldn't promote that, y'all. Delete the last message that means
all
forget the
right, y'all.
last message. But that's all she did, though, guys. We just want to show you guys how simple it is. That took me all of 5 minutes to get that done. If it took
Right.
that long, so
That part.
all right.
All right. So,
Alice say,
um,
show you right. So you too can be an author if you wanted to be.
right.
All you need is
Exactly.
Canva and Chat GPT.
That's it. That's it. Um,
Now, if y'all want me or me to make the book, then we'll give y'all a discount, 59.99. We'll make y'all a book.
okay, okay. I know that's right.
Oh, my side hurts so bad.
We got y'all. All right. I think we have a new business venture. Okay, so the next topic, y'all, are y'all ready to go to our last topic of the night?
Sure.
All right, y'all. So I don't know if y'all remember this guy, but I didn't actually make any slideshow of him. But we're just gonna end up pulling up the report about him. But y'all, Brashear Gray. All right, so I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about other stories about Brashear in terms of when he was, doing the corn with, after after Empire ended, he was on OnlyFans. I think he was making all type of explicit videos, and then of course they said, he was doing real bad with his living situation and with his financial situation. So now it says the Empire star Brashear Gray was charged with assault and battery. I saw a video where they were talking to. I should pull up that video because the guy who is charging him is actually some gay guy, very feminine. Again, I don't know what's up with these guys being associated with these, in these gay situations. I don't know, but yeah. So let's read the report. It says new legal trouble for Brashear Gray. The former Empire star is facing a criminal charge in Virginia. According to the legal docs obtained by TMZ, Brashear is charged with one misdemeanor count of assault and battery. The docs show the alleged incident that led to the criminal charge happened on Friday. Brashear was arrested on Sunday and he's bonded out on jail. His bond was like $5,500. All right. So law enforcement sources tell TMZ a private citizen got into an altercation with Brashear and filed a complaint with the court. In Virginia, we're told private citizens can bypass police and file complaints with the magistrate's office for misdemeanor cases. And our sources say that that's exactly what happened here. We're told in these situations, an arrest warrant gets issued, and either the sheriff's office or the local police department executes the warrant and makes an arrest. Brashear, famous for playing Hakeem Lyon on Fox's hit show Empire, is due back in court Wednesday for his arraignment. As we reported, Brashear was arrested in 2020 for felony domestic violence following a standoff with SWAT at his Arizona home. He ultimately pled guilty to felony aggravated assault and was sentenced to 10 days in county jail and 3 years probation. Brashear was later arrested in November of 2022 for allegedly violating his probation, for allegedly failing to inform his probation officer about multiple run ins with law enforcement. We reached out to Brashear's camp, but so far, no word back. Okay, so that is what's going on with Brashear. Um, it's really unfortunate that, because I mean, it's kind of like the Justin Bieber situation. I feel like
Mhm.
maybe because he was so vulnerable that, maybe he got caught up. What do y'all think?
I don't know. Look like Terrence ought to try to maybe, help him out a little bit because he's young. And it sounds like he may need a mentor, somebody to maybe help him adjust to, being, because, it's one thing to have a lot of money at a very young age, but if you don't know how to handle it or spend it, you can spiral out of control. And it looked like he went from making, maybe, I don't know what his salary was, but I'm pretty sure it was probably 50K or more, per episode. And the show stayed on for about what, 6 or 7 years or 5 years. I wasn't really into Empire that way, but I do know it had a lot of seasons to it. And so it could be the fact that, he was making all this money and now all of a sudden he's not making the money and he just don't know what to do. He don't know how to handle himself. So it sounds like maybe, somebody need to, kind of put him under their wing and maybe try to show him the way. Now, I don't know. if something happened to him, because he was working with Lee Daniels, and Lee Daniels, it is highly weird, in some instances. I'm pretty sure highly weird was involved with it, because I don't think Lee Daniel have his own studio, and it is on Fox. So that tells me that it's an industry behind him, right?
Hmm.
And who knows what happened to him, with the industry, like Perry was trying to warn Dixon, about the industry. Maybe the industry got to him. I don't know. But I do know this much. I do know somebody needs to try to, help the young man out, and, help him get through this hard time, because I just feel like that's, he just needs some, he just needs some guidance, because I don't even think this guy's 25, is he? How did he give his age?
Um, I have a report, so we can watch this video real quick, and then
Okay.
it may tell us more
It may tell
information.
us his age, but he looks pretty young.
Let's see. Let's play this report.
We can't hear it. Turn the volume on.
Thanks. All right. Let's see.
Now at 4, an actor arrested, an actor known for his role in the Fox hit television series Empire, faces an assault and battery charge in Chesapeake. Police say the charge against Brashear Gray was taken out by a private citizen. Andy Fox talked to the purported victim. Andy joins us now live from Chesapeake with the interview you'll see only on 10.
Hey, Regina, we are here in the parking lot of Homewood Suites right here, where at least part of this alleged attack occurred. Now, this is what we know. This is a police photo of Brashear Gray, who played Hakeem on the Fox drama Empire. According to the criminal complaint, one of Gray's associates, Dustin Wilkins, who goes by the name Chosen, as he told us, stated in this complaint, as I was explaining to him that he can't just leave the hotel without paying, adding, "You have enough problems. I am trying to save your life." He then charged towards me around the car, charged into me with his shoulder, and fighting me as I was recording the incident over the phone. A blunt blow into me and punching me. Wilkins told us this in an exclusive interview. In his opinion, what is at the root of the disagreement with Gray?
Okay. Before we continue, for people to try to allege that they have this person's best interest in mind
Mm-hmm.
at the same time while you're recording him, so that you have this proof for the public, it just seems so hypocritical. I don't know. What do you guys? I mean, not hypocritical, but just like,
Double standard.
yeah, are fake and ingenuine.
And I'm echoing.
Let me mute it. Okay.
Okay, so I just researched it. He's 31 years old. He doesn't look 31, but dude is 31, and he made $125,000 per episode on Empire. And
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, like, you see, he went from that salary to nothing, and
yeah,
this is the result.
and let me see how long he worked on there. Because I don't want to have all these questions for the audience too, so I just looked it up.
While you looking it up, I'll just play this out, because we only got like a couple more seconds.
Okay. Can't hear it.
Okay, that's all right. Let me go back.
Okay, so the situation with Brashear has a mental health disorder, okay? He is not a bad person. And something took place in a mental health aspect. I cannot disclose what took place. I cannot to tell you the details of that. All I can tell you is that Brashear is a friend. He is like my brother. He is someone who is dealing with some very interesting mental health issues.
Now, one of the interesting aspects of this story, Wilkins, after he took out the charge, he says he was also important in the process of getting Gray a bond. I'll have that part of the story coming up tonight on Wavy News 10 at 5. Gray will be in court. He is scheduled on Wednesday, and he is out on a $5,500 bond. I'll have more for you exclusively at 5. In Chesapeake, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
All right, so that's that.
Okay,
They
so
said,
we're still echoing. Okay, so he worked from 2015 to 2020, 5 years. And so, and also he was married. He did have a wife, and he was arrested for assault for an assault charge with his wife. Um, it was domestic, not assault, but it was domestic violence
They need to
that,
look
that he was
into.
arrested. Yeah, so but the guy said he had mental health problems. That let me know he more than likely he probably do have mental health problems. If you making that type of money for that long, and now you're.
That's enough to drive you crazy, I'm sure.
well, they
Yeah, but
say,
but but it's spiraling out of control though. Go ahead, Fox.
well, it says in Wikipedia that at 5 years old he was diagnosed with ADHD.
Well, see, they tried to diagnose me with ADHD as well when I was I told y'all what happened when I was in first grade. So
Hmm.
I you kind of have to take those diagnoses with a grain of salt. But I will say that there are a lot of people who are in the industry, and for some reason always end up having some type of mental breakdown or mental health issue. You have Justin Bieber, you have Brashear Gray, you have Lindsay Lohan, you have Britney Spears, you have uh,
Martin Lawrence. Remember Martin Lawrence?
Martin Lawrence. I think even Dave Chappelle went through his little moment of having his
Yeah,
mental breakdown. Of course,
yeah.
Kanye, of course, he had his mental breakdown. You had Robin Williams who unalived himself.
And what
Um,
about that guy? What's the little short guy? It said, little short guy.
Gary Coleman.
Yeah, Gary Coleman. Remember, he spiraled out of control too. Remember,
And his brother, and
and his
Willis
brother.
also.
And then the
Yeah,
guy from 2 and a half men, what was it, Charlie Sheen?
Charlie Sheen. Yeah, and most of the kids, most of the child actors, for whatever reason, like you said, Minion, they have issues.
Hmm.
And even the little girl on
Or the guy
different,
Orlando Brown.
yeah, Orlando Brown, but even the girl on Different Strokes, um, that played with Todd Bridges and Gary Coleman. Remember, she unalived herself.
Yeah, she
Kimberly,
sure did.
yeah, she unalived herself. So
The guy,
something going on in Hollywood.
the girl from Family Matters became a cop. What I don't know, a corn star or something.
Yeah,
Um,
and Bernie Mac, the
Bernie
Vanessa,
Mac, right?
she on Patreon right now, or not Patreon, but the other one. What you call it? What he was on? OnlyFans.
It's crazy. So yeah, there's something definitely not right going on in the industry, and I think that it's of a sexual nature.
And what was the girl name that played Tootie? The roller skates and everything.
I can't think of her name right now, but
Remember, she played Tootie on this show, and she always went around the house with roller skates on.
yeah, but she was on the Real Housewife of Atlanta.
Yeah, and
Bridges,
she was talking about how she had problems too. She had to go to counseling and stuff too. So a
that
lot of
girl,
these children actors and actresses go through a lot, and they said,
models,
yeah, they remember what's the name? They kept telling her she had to be skinny, skinny, skinny to the point that she just couldn't take it no more. And now she's gained weight. And remember, she was doing her model show, and she was telling them she didn't want nobody coming in there, you know, that skinny. She wanted them to have some
Hmm.
thickness on her.
yep, yep, yep. Lady T Book says the girl that was on the LL Cool J the show with LL Cool J, Mia.
Mia, yeah.
And
Um,
one of them girls, remember that lady that had was trying to. The parents were bringing their kids in for to be models and stuff, and she would yell at the kids all the time. That lady that was screaming and yelling at the kids.
Mm-hmm.
They said there was a teenage child and she tried to unalive herself because of the
Mm.
stress.
You talking about
Being
the
very
pageant girls?
Yeah, not pageant girl, but it was a lady. She owned a
Lifetime.
Remember, she was an older lady, and they were saying she
Mm-hmm.
said if she didn't yell at them and scream at them, they wouldn't be good models. They wouldn't be this, and she would yell at little kids and older kids, and she would just scream and holler at them. And one little girl on there, they kind of that's why they took the show off because she tried to unalive herself. She was kind of like a preteen, and she tried to unalive herself because she couldn't deal with depression no more between her mother and that lady screaming at her to the point that she tried to unalive herself.
Well, they kicked it off with Judy Garland. I watched this other channel that she do about she do a lot of actresses and musicians and stuff like that, and she do the biography on them. And Judy Garland, they did all kind of stuff to that little girl. The one for that did the Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
They did all kind of things to her, and so they want to bring everybody down. They want to just arrest people, in Hollywood for being weird. Well, they need to look at the whole industry because it's too many people
It
falling
started
from
from the
grace.
top. It
Yeah,
started from the top, and that's who they should be going after, not the small fish. And the
yeah.
you know,
But it's just too many people falling from grace and not even being here, just trying to get that fame and fortune. And is it really worth it?
Her name was Abby Lee. That was a lady named Abby Lee,
Yeah,
and she was mean to those kids. I'm like, I couldn't. And then she was yelling at the parents, telling them they weren't doing right. Your kid ain't doing this. And there was a teenager. She tried to unalive herself because she couldn't deal with the stress between Abby yelling and screaming at her, and her mother saying things, and other kids picking on her because of what Abby said to a point that she just felt like she wanted to unalive herself.
Succeeding two says we as society put a lot of pressure on celebrities. But I don't think that it's really us. I think it's the people that's over them, like the people who has the power over them, who is the ones that's and when I say pressure, I'm not talking about the type of pressure that we put on the celebrities. I mean, if you want to move up, you have to be a willing participant to do
yeah,
things.
that part.
And so but you know what? It's unfortunate we did have to report on it because, these are tough times for our people, for some reason they're becoming a target, at least in the celebrity circles, they're becoming the target, like I said what I said, to try to take them down and have them fall from grace, and destroy their legacy. But
Right.
this isn't something that they're doing. This is from the top, so we
But
just
at
want to.
the end of the day, too, though, Tyler Perry has the only black studio that's black owned. Her,
But he has a boss too, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, but at
well,
the
he
same,
got he got probably shareholders.
yeah, yeah. But you're right. I mean, are you saying he should have just been smarter?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be that powerful and you see that you're getting that far up the ladder, and knowing how society is, knowing how people are, you have to be able to be very smart. Okay, you have to think with your head on the top, and you can't think on the bottom. And you got to move meticulously, and you have to move, um, basically have security around you always. Like if you go to the doctor right now and you're a female and you have a male doctor, he won't even touch you without a female nurse in the room with you now. And basically that's the society that we're living in. You always got to have a third party with you now, just to be a witness, to make sure that you can keep your record clean, and so that you won't get caught up in these situations.
Even
You
a
got
because these people play the long game. They
mm-hmm,
will spend years, coming up and storing evidence to try to do exactly what this man is doing against Tyler Perry. So you really can't say that if you know somebody for a year or two or even five that you know them and what their motives are, especially if you're in the type of position that Tyler Perry is in. So I
Yeah,
totally
you got to protect your assets. You got to protect you, your assets, your legacy, your name. You got to protect everything because you just out there wide open, and it's always gonna. Nobody is perfect, okay? And I'm not trying to
persecute. Uh,
persecute anybody, but I'm also not giving anybody an excuse.
right.
But what I am saying is you got to be smart. If you're going to be in business in America, you better be smart about it. Especially the higher you go, the more smarter you need to be as far as protecting yourself. And you
And
just can't
especially if
trust
you have a
anybody.
especially if you have melanin in your skin.
Exactly. Double especially.
That part.
Baby, they out to get us. They trying to erase us. They trying to get us. And they try to take all that we have. And so we
Hmm.
we just can't be jumping on a bandwagon just because somebody make accusations. But for right now, it is still the good old United States of America, the
For right
Constitution.
now.
For right now, and the Constitution still stands for right now. And so you are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. And so, yeah, y'all know how we are. As our community. Somebody gets some accusations, then we say, "Oh, they guilty."
We ready to
We ready to persecute.
right. And we
Well,
definitely gotta do like like our Caucasian counterparts, not even our Caucasian counterparts, our right winged radical
Right.
counterparts, because there's black people in that circle as well. So let me be correct when I say this, because it goes for every race. I just feel like I don't know. We have to be kind of like ready to defend our people. I hate that I'm saying this, but even if in the eyes of them looking like they're in the wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like we have to be at a place where we're willing to do exactly what these people are doing, which is defend Donald Trump by any means, no matter what he does, to push this agenda that they're doing the right thing. I think we have to do that for black people. We have to get rid of this narrative that black people are violent, that we're aggressive, that we're uneducated, all of that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that they use those stereotypes to push these narratives to make it believable to a lot of people. Um,
Sure, I have melanin in my skin. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, so if they wanna condone the bullshit and the stupidity that's coming out of this administration, then we should be able to say, well, who cares? He's still right. Tyler Perry's still in the right. I don't care if he did whatever he did, he was still right.
Well, I don't know about all that now, but I'm just saying.
Not so so it's
I
kind
won't. I just say let's not jump to conclusions, and let's just wait for them to have their. I just say stay neutral until you can pick a side. Until it comes out, until all the evidence come out. Because even with Michael Jackson, people accuse that man of everything under the sun, and in the court of law, they said no, not guilty.
but I think that
yeah.
the thing is with our community, we don't know how to just stay neutral until the jury makes their decision. We will persecute somebody, like you said. It's the court of public opinion, and usually we're the ones that are condemning all the black people if they have
Right.
anything said against them. So I feel like we need to switch it and do the exact opposite, and we'll persecute them behind closed doors in private. But no, we should not be putting a forward face in front where it looks like we are not on the same page as a
Right.
community and as a people.
Right.
Wasn't
But
Lizzo, didn't one of the dancers sue Lizzo because she was talking
mhm,
about her being fat and she was fat too, You got so many out here that's, Oprah was sued, she's a billionaire. It's a lot of them that's money makers that's got melanin in them and get sued all the time because people don't get what they want. So I'm gonna get money out of you. and they feel like they have enough, evidence that they could do it.
Well, in a lot of instances, no matter what you are, what color you are, black, yellow, green, white, purple, orange, or blue, a lot of times, us as Americans, you're guilty until proving yourself innocent. And we need to change that.
That's
Uh,
true.
it,
I
it,
mean,
it, need,
except
it
unless you're
needs to
Trump,
go back.
because if
Yeah.
you're Trump, you can be
Yeah.
a convicted
You can
felon
do
and steal
anything. Yeah, you can do
everything
anything.
that you do.
Yeah.
You're innocent. So,
but that's the way the justice system is supposed to be. You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but society make you guilty until you prove yourself innocent.
Right. I
but
agree with
really, no, society decides what you are, no matter what the verdict is, because society, even if the verdict comes back that you're guilty, if they like you, then they will still give you a pass and you will be
Yeah.
innocent in their eyes.
hmm Or if you are proven innocent, like OJ was proven
Right. And
innocent,
people still think
but until the day he hit that dirt, baby, it was a lot of people still say OJ was guilty, but in the
right.
court of law, they said no. So
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. I just know we just can't jump to conclusions, and us as a society, especially our community, we definitely need to try to stay neutral as possible and listen to all sides of the story and just
Or if you're gonna take a side, at least take the side that is, for you. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
Like, I mean, I'm not trying to condone bad behavior, but look at what we have in office. And the only reason why we have that in office is because we have so many people that are condoning this bad behavior.
I mean, look at Tiffany.
Exactly.
Look at Tiffany. There was, you still had a few people. Remember when Tommy G did his interviews and stuff, and the girl said, "Why can't she fly? Why, she the mayor. She shouldn't be on the bus." Another lady said, "Oh, she give you good food. She get pay out good food, and you get name brand stuff." A lot of people just don't see a person guilty of anything they're doing wrong.
Lady
hmm
T Bug says if she had to side with somebody, she would side with the victims. And see, the only issue that I would have with the victims is that a lot of times, like in this case, if you look at the evidence, that I mean, all of it is circumstantial. None of it is just, black and white. And this is clearly proven the case one way or the other. But I feel like it does kind of look like he was looking for an opportunity and willing to do certain things to get that opportunity. And had he gotten that opportunity, this probably not would not even be a conversation.
That part, and that's how I feel. And I think look, I know that's why I said I want to see those other three court cases, or how did they, what was their essays and all those three people they named in that lawsuit, and see if in any of those paragraphs or those descriptions are similar in any of those three lawsuits. Then we know this is made up and this added into it to make it seem more juicier. So it make you think that that really happened. That's why I said, why would you name those three cases prior to his case? Why didn't you do the legal law case instead of naming three particular people?
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
You didn't
Yeah.
say that.
Trying to say if you look at these cases, it's the same thing. So
Right.
you might as well just go ahead and side with me because this is exactly what we're dealing with. But no, that's not the case. It needs to be a case
Right.
by case
By
basis.
case. Right.
And
Right.
if you're going to cite anything, like you said, you cite case law for that pertains to that particular case. Um,
And say, they just said the names of those three people. They didn't say, you know, da 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 versus blah 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 or the core, nothing like that. They just named those three people. So it's saying, well, if they charge him, you can charge him too. But that's not always the case. You have to see case by case. You can't go by just by name. That's just like me going out here and say, okay, Carmenia did it, and it looked like I'm doing what Minya did, so I'm gonna go ahead and say she did it too. Minya did it. That's
it's
not the
all
way it
under the same umbrella, right?
right. It's not the same. It's not the same. I might be lying, but I can use Minya's, what he happened to
Right,
him to say
exactly.
it happened to me, and I can get away with it, and I get this money. That's not how it works.
Hmm. And yeah, we're talking about the Tyler Perry case. We
Uh-huh.
read the text messages here.
Uh-huh. Tiff, I mean, Succeeding Two
Uh oh,
says, oh, what you say?
sorry. I
Oh, well,
took it
Shelly
off. I'm
C
sorry.
says, well, we'll just keep Shelly up. We'll go back to it. Shelly C
Okay,
says they are trying to sell it to public opinion.
exactly.
Exactly, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's why they're trying to release so much information. And that's why the information that they're releasing is very strategic. It's not the full information, it's edited. Just release the full text thread. Don't just cherry pick the parts of the conversation that you want to release to the public. Release it all so we can get the full context.
That's favorable to you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Succeeding Two says that was Tiffany's cousin that said, "Why can't she eat steak or fly?" I mean, the sad part about it could have been Tiffany's cousin, but is it really that hard? Is the other woman wasn't related to her, the one that was driving the Benz, getting these free lunch boxes and stuff? So I mean, there are actual residents out there that can be bought with a lunchbox and a bingo game prize. Um, Lady T
Lord.
Bug says, "Okay, I read the documents on yesterday. We haven't read the actual documents. Maybe we should do that on another show. Next show we're gonna talk about Trump though. We gotta
Yeah,
bring
we gotta talk about. Yeah, we gotta bring the Orange Man. Yeah,
some.
y'all know my favorite subject, baby. We gotta bring him back. We can't let him slide, and we
Okay,
can't
we're
let
giving
these
him a
Republicans
pass
slide.
tonight
Yeah, give me a
Well,
pass tonight. I'll let him. I'll let him rest tonight. But baby, we getting back on that.
yeah,
on that
that one.
arse.
Yes,
Yes.
and oh, and everybody, update, update, update. Harvey is quiet now. Harvey Mayer is real quiet now. He ain't causing a lot of catastrophe. So let's see what the next meeting have. So that's why you haven't heard any further updates, because he's been kind of quiet now since that last board meeting.
He really trying to let things die down, so he think he's slick, but don't worry, because you want to know what? We
He gonna
still
slip up.
watching. We always
Right.
gonna be watching for the rest of your life. We gonna be watching. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Until you do right by the folks.
Okay.
Hey,
Uh,
Javar Ellis.
Oh, that's my boy Javara.
what's
Javar.
good, Javar? Hey, what's
I'm so
good?
sorry, Million. I just keep taking your comments down. You put one up here, I take it back
No, I
down. I'm
think it's
sorry.
me too. I think we're both doing that. So it's
Oh,
my fault
okay.
too. So apology,
Well,
reciprocate.
you had said you was gonna be doing one thing and I was gonna do something else. So
I
we
know
got to
I'm
collide
not
here.
staying in my lane. That's what it is. This is what's
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
when you
So
don't
y'all
stay in
don't
your
blame
lane.
me for taking y'all comment down. Blame me, y'all. 'Cause I'm doing my part. Okay, I'm doing what we had
But
said
see,
I was gonna do.
she choose when she want to do her part, because sometimes the same comment be up there for like 5 minutes. I'd be like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and take over for a second, because she may just forgot. Maybe she's just taking a break. So I'm like, you
Mm-mm,
know what? Let me
mm-mm.
let me help my sis out.
I be trying to let you finish talking or what have you,
Uh,
and then I'll be waiting on you to say, well, let's see what the comments say, and you never hardly say it, so I don't know when. But we'll talk about all that behind the
Till
scenes.
death do us part. That's forever. Like Cardi B said, forever.
Right,
Ah,
forever, ever. So Javar said, you want to put Javar's last comment up?
Okay. Well, it's Juneteenth. I see all three having a good time. I'm sorry I came so late. Jafar Ellis is a little tipsy. Oh,
Okay,
that's so,
Jafar.
so when he's tipsy, he's Jafar.
He's
Okay.
Jafar. Yeah. Okay, we got you. We got you, dog. We got you.
Hey,
It's okay. It's your day, dog. Do what
eh,
you need. Do what you do.
take another one for us.
amen.
Right.
What Shelly C say? If the Tyler Perry accusations are true, he did too many unwise things. I think putting all of the commentary out makes it sound like a movie. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it is. I mean, it's just a movie. The movies come from real life, so
right.
But see, that's the thing. He haven't put anything out. This is coming from this young man. All of this is coming from him, his lawsuit and everything. Tyler haven't, his lawyer haven't put anything out. So that's why I say I think they got something in the cut. that they got
Well,
on this young man that's gonna bring everything to light. So that's why I said I wait till it hit the courthouse, and then we'll find out everything.
I'm tell you what Tyler doing. Tyler put on Facebook saying he's got the whole world in his hands,
He got the
and
whole world in his hand. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
and,
Go ahead.
and Tyler said he's praying for Jesus to come and take the wheel. Okay, that's what Tyler doing.
Cause jeez. All right.
Well, he used to be a preacher.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
he did.
See,
He did
everybody
used to be a
call on
preacher.
the Lord in the moment of despair and desperation.
Well, he
So
he better get in contact with the Lord since he say he know him. He better act like he know him, because he definitely gonna need him.
okay.
But at the end of the day, like I said, we have to. I'm just gonna wait for the evidence because it's a lot that I see. It's a lot that this dude is talking about, and I just don't know if I believe all of it or not. I just don't know.
Me either. I'm just torn. I'm not saying that he's not, but I just have just something just not adding up to me. It's just, it's just, I want, it's not you know, clear enough for me. It's like, okay, we see this. There's no doubt about it. It's in writing. It states what he's saying is happening. So, hey, I can't go against him. I'm sorry that that happened to him, but the messages that I'm seeing is kind of conflicting. Is he's never saying anything about them too. He's saying about other people or other things, but he's not addressing none of those messages directly to Tyler. So that's why I have a little.
Yeah, because there's no smoking gun, or I mean, like, there's no real hardcore, clear cut proof that this is what happened. All the stuff that he's released again is just circumstantial evidence that can persuade people one way or another, depending on how they are able to spin the narrative. You know what I'm saying? So,
It ain't
um,
nothing that say I got you. Oh,
exactly. But he needs to prove this beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I think that, all right, well, is it wait, does it, is this, what type of case is this where, is this the type of case that is going to require them to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt, or is this like a
yes, this is going to have to be beyond a shadow of a doubt. These kind of cases, it has to be with, you know, it ain't no abundant evidence. This is
preponderance of evidence here?
these kind of cases, you have to have it with a shadow of a doubt
Just because
because
it's gonna be he said, she said.
So
right, and
yeah, I think that that's where the issue lies with this particular case and where it won't stand up in court. But we will see how the evidence, as it comes out, what kind of picture it paints, for what really
Well,
happened.
from where I stand, it's not painting a very good picture of homeboy because in the
Oh, the
beginning of the
ledger of the
yeah, yeah, the accuser.
accuser, yeah.
Because he kind of started out, to seem like to me it was kind of starting out trying to coerce Tyler to,
Like he already had
and
his motive for
yeah,
even
like you trying to
starting the
entice the
relationship.
man.
Right.
So yeah,
it seems like now that he turned you down and he's not coming, acting on it, you're angry now. So you're not getting the business you want. You're not getting him interested in you the way you want, where you can blackmail him with it. So now you're just gonna go out here with this harassment and SA and everything else. That's why I said I want to see what those other three cases. I'm gonna start looking in them other three cases
Oh, you got it. Okay. All right.
and see if I can bring up any of see any similarities in those text message or in that his case file that relates to them and it's just showing me now it's your mental issue, bro. It's
Well,
your
they
mental.
say it is a civil case. Common sense says it's actually civil, and so does Shelley C. And they're talking about, and so Alice said that civil equals preponderance of evidence. So, if it is a civil case that only requires a preponderance of evidence, then we will see. We will have to see how they are able to spin whatever each side is,
Right.
to try to make it believable. But if it's without a shadow of a doubt, like, it can't beyond doubt or whatever, then he's gonna have a problem. But
Right.
Lady T Bug says that
Who's gonna have a problem? Who's
they're
gonna have a
going to
problem? Are you
settle.
saying Tyler? Are you saying Tyler gonna have a
No, no, no,
problem?
no. The accuser is going to have a problem trying to prove this beyond a shadow of a doubt. But if
Oh,
it's
okay.
preponderance of evidence, then I think that it would just, depend on how they're able to frame the situation.
Okay.
Which one
Well,
has the strongest
I just,
strongest
I just, I
preponderance?
just put a, I'm sorry, Fox, but I'm gonna let you finish up, Fox. But I was just letting you know I put a interview of Perry on there from Facebook. So if you want to play that before we go out,
Okay,
we'll,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We can definitely
we
play.
can hear from him.
We can play whenever you're ready.
It's queued up, so you can just add it whenever.
Okay.
But Foxy was saying something.
World in his hand. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. Or
Amen.
my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
Hey,
Hey,
wow.
hey.
Okay, so he said be as calm as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that's
Was that
that's
the end
Cole
of the
singing.
video?
That's
Was that
all
the
that
end of it?
that's all they played. It was an 18-second video.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right. They
But
are
yeah, he don't seem like he bothered.
common sense says the plaintiff must prove their case by a preponderance of evidence, meaning it's more likely than not that the defendant is liable. Rocking with Cowboy, what's good? Oh yeah, I also wanted to speak with Nesto Shackles Shuffle Walk of Shame. What is up? Nesto, it's kind of a long name, so I'm trying to figure out which part to say.
Child, that's part of Book Week. That's
What's
part of
good,
Book Week's name.
Nestos? Okay. Rocking
But
with Cowboy. Thanks for
hey,
joining us as
cowboy.
well.
I'm rocking with
Yeah.
Cowboy.
Um, Lady T Bug just made a good point about it's civil, but he requested a jury.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at the 40-page document. Dixon
Yeah,
requested a jury trial, so yeah, so he could spend
yeah,
it. That's so he
yeah.
can try to
So he
spend
could
it.
try to persuade a jury, in my opinion.
Criminal is beyond reasonable doubt. Thank you for the judicial system lesson, common sense. We appreciate you for that.
That's
Uh,
our law. That's our law department.
our law expert. Okay.
Yeah, our law department.
First R. Kelly, then they pay Daddy for now, then pay Diddy. I think he mean Diddy instead of Daddy. And now Tyler Perry, who's next. They all need to stop serving the mighty dollar, if you get what I mean. Well, that's what I'm saying, and I feel like those are the people who we really should be looking into, the people who they
Who's
serving,
targeted? Yeah,
who they serving. All right, so let's keep.
because at the end of the day, Foxy made a great reference. Foxy made a great point to me today
I
that I
did
hadn't
get the
even.
email succeeding. Sorry.
Foxy made a great point to me today that I didn't even really think about. Because I guess it didn't happen to me, so maybe that's my fault for not thinking about it. But she was like, "Well, what about all the other just everyday Americans, especially women, back in the 70s and 80s and 60s, where they used to get harassed at work all the time, and they're not getting $200,000. They're not getting $200 million settlements. They're not asking for anything. They're not getting nothing. And it's millions of people that
Who
this
went through
happened
probably
to.
far worse.
Yeah, far worse than this.
Hmm.
So, I just thought that was a great point that she brought up today. Something that I hadn't even, considered or realized. Because, like I said, I've never been in that position. So it didn't, it didn't make me think about that. But she's absolutely right about that.
And then succeeding talking about we've been talking about R. Kelly since he married Aaliyah. There was always red flags, with a lot of these people as well, where people should have probably said, "Hey, you need to slow your roll." But the
Hmm.
people around them, they're also money hungry. They'll let you dig your own grave as long as they're still benefiting. Because if they say something, the thing about being famous and having people around you is that benefit off of you is how do you say something to somebody who is paying you, and if you say something, may fire you. So
Right.
I guess that's another way to look at it. But um,
There's like, some of the job, the last, no, not this job, but the job before this, a lot of the men were scared to get close to you. They stand off from a distance and tell you what to do because if you get too close, they say it's harassment. If they touch you on the chair and the hand is too close to a woman, that's harassment. So a lot of guys now are standing distance, like they trying to help you do whatever on your computer, but they're standing off from a distance. Some of them won't even speak to you because they're scared that you're flirting with them. So it's hard on both sides, men
right.
and women. Women say, "Hey, you're handsome today." That guy might be offended. Go tell HR you harassing them or looking at them and inappropriate, and then you in the office getting ready to get fired because this guy just said that one thing to you. All you said was good morning. I like your outfit. Man, you got your outfit looking good. And then the next thing you know, you can't say that. You can't say this. You can't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like right now is definitely one of those situations. It's an environment where you can't really say a lot of stuff that you used to be able to say. Even with parents, you can't even parent the
Right.
same way that you used to parent when we were coming up. So,
And
um,
the whole thing about it is, it's like in America, it's like we never can get it right, right? It's either all or nothing, you
right,
know. And it's no gray area, it's no in between with us. It's either, black or white.
either you
And
want me or right. Like I
yeah,
can't just give you a compliment because I just wanted to
right.
give you a compliment.
Well, I'm just talking about with rules and regulations also too, though. It's like I remember when I was in the workforce. If anything happened in when the LGBTQ people started getting their rights, certain words that you couldn't even say at work because it was offensive to people, and words that you
right.
had been saying all the time. And it's like, it's not that you're trying to offend anybody or whatever, but you have to, it's like you got to walk on eggshells around people now, and so it's crazy.
But that's just like with the races too. Like you can't just go out and call somebody that look Hispanic Mexican,
Yeah,
or you can't even really say Latino, or because you don't know if to call them Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, El Salvador. It's like it's kind of like that with everything.
I think
To
so.
be
I know
honest,
you're not gonna leave us out of that because we done changed our name so many times. I can't even keep up with us.
that
That
too,
part.
Black, African American,
Right.
minority. You just
Right. Colored.
Negro.
We don't change
Black
our name so
American.
many times.
So,
I
and then
gotta
you
try to
got
keep.
and then you got light skinned people that real light skinned, they're albinos,
Right.
And
So you just
and
you
with
just don't know
Asians, you
what to
don't know to
say.
call them, Chinese or Asian
Japanese.
or
And
Philippine
now
or
and now some people got pronouns,
he,
and you
she,
got to try to
they,
go and
it,
research and see what you got to research to find out what the hell a
them.
pronoun is.
How you with them? You only one person.
That
Right,
part.
I know. You gotta be a scientist just to talk to somebody these
Yeah,
days.
right.
And look, I call them the alphabet people, and I don't mean to offend them, but I can't keep up with all the letters because it
They
seems like
keep adding,
right.
this.
Yeah, and I have no clue what the letters mean.
I don't
At this
either.
point, does anyone even care? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's just
I know. It's
either
too
you.
much.
And then they
Yeah.
came up with one. I mean, I kind of knew all of them, but there's one that they described. I'm still lost at that one. I forgot the name of it, but it's a real weird one. And it has nothing to do with the ones that we basically know. This is a new one. I
Oh yeah,
can't think.
because they done added ones where people like to dress up as animals and pets, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
they got all types of different like
Child, see, that's like if I be at the
subcategories.
house, child, I ain't got time. I don't know. I ain't got time. And I'm gonna talk out of order. I'm gonna just tell you right there. I ain't gonna get it right.
No,
That's why I call them the alphabet people, because I don't know all, there's more, like me and you said, there's more letters, there's more descriptions added to them, and I don't know who is who and what is what anymore. So,
Me either, Foxy. I'm right there with you, sis.
and then I have a gay niece. her and her wife, and they said they went to one of the clubs, and they stopped going to the club because at first they went, they said it was a nice atmosphere and everything. Then the next time they had some kind of, I think it's gay pride or something celebration, and there was so many of them with different titles. They said they were confused by the time they left the club because they didn't know who was what and what was what and who nothing. And they said we gay.
Right. So,
Well, I mean,
and I don't think that's the correct word to use either, Foxy. But I'm gonna let you slide because, like you say, we don't know.
And hey, I mean, no, like I said, we don't know. It's all them alphabets. G might be in there for gay too. I mean, when I said the alphabets,
but I think what's happening is just like a lot of people have been talking about the black, I guess, fatigue of constantly having to be on eggshells about everything that they say about black people and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is just what we are experiencing in a lot of different areas. We're experiencing that with just kind of having to be so sensitive. We're tired of just being so sensitive to everything and having to walk on eggshells. So I think that people are gonna go back to how it was when we were younger, where people just talked about your dumb ass and you just had to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You just grow a backbone or some thick skin
Them the
because
days I like.
right. At this point, I don't really give a damn if you get offended. You know, and I think that's where everybody is getting to a place where they just don't care anymore.
and
Um,
then they wonder why nobody cares because you're stressing everybody out with all these names and titles and positions and this and that. By the time you get through, you finally get accustomed to one thing, and they done change to something else. You like, well, when did that change? Oh,
Right.
yeah,
okay.
it's
I'm
just too
sorry.
much. Like I got other things going on in my life than to have to
Right.
try to keep up with what I need to call you when we have interactions, and
Right.
and I mean, there's so many different things we could talk about with this subject, but
Right.
uh, as it stands, I think that first off, do what
What do?
Marjan said and like, comment, and all that good stuff. Subscribe.
What's
Just say
26?
26.
What that mean? Now, see, I don't even know what that's about.
Just live your life and say how you
Oh,
feel. Be
she said
genuine.
just say 26 because it's different, 26 different descriptions.
Oh, okay.
Just say how you feel. I think that people are going to start moving back to being just authentic and, because I feel like we're all just these fake avatars, kind of like us in real life. When we go out into the real world, we're kind of scared to say what we really feel and do things that we really want to do because we're scared of how society is going to take it. Hell, fuck that. We just need to just go back to being our regular selves and saying what y'all want.
Well, I can say this much. And being in the South, we do kind of get a pass. So I know that don't sound great and all that, but in the South, it is what it is. It's hey, how you doing, and go on about your business. You ain't gotta have no acronyms and all of this and that and the other. It's just hey, howdy do or what have you. And long as you don't get called gal,
A
A
boy.
boy, we
oh
good.
boy, you good, right?
Just
Right.
And
don't just
so,
don't say add a pronoun. Just don't say nothing. Just say hey,
right,
how you doing,
right,
and keep it moving.
And say
right.
up
Don't
and up
say
north.
sir. Don't say ma'am. Even if you're trying to be polite, just. But that's
Shelly said,
exactly
Shelly said it's 26 alphabets. You get all of them.
okay.
That, I mean,
You can
that's
just
how
have
people
them
feel,
all.
though. That's how people feel, because you don't know what to say or do. So,
And
That's
at
just like
some point, it's starting to be like a pet. I feel like y'all just trying to make fun, be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, I think this is just a joke.
right. You
There's no
know
point of adding all these damn letters.
how about
that part.
let's just treat everybody with respect that we want to be treated with, and just treat everybody with some dignity, no matter what they are or who they are or where they come from. It don't matter. We all striving for the same thing: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Just
Are
like
we
Tyler
not?
Perry need to live out his true
Life.
life,
Right.
same
Quit
sex
playing.
loving life.
Right.
Okay,
If
Right.
that's what you do, baby, go ahead and go do that. Because don't nobody
and
care.
stop
Everybody
getting
that just
caught
be
up with the.
right.
But everybody get caught up in something. Not
Right.
one of us on here has not got caught up in something. We was like,
Beyonce
why?
even got caught up. We saw them fighting in the elevator. So
Right.
Right.
You're like, well, how did we get here? We were just saying, well, how? So you get caught up at, Manny, I get
It's
caught up with,
social media. It's
no, I
social
get caught up
media.
with my family. I be,
People have always been crazy, but now the crazy's just on the screens. That's the only difference. But you've always had crazy family members. You've
right.
always had people that that's on the other side or what have. It's always been there. It's just now it's magnified. It's in everybody's face, and everybody can just click on their phone or their computer, and it's right there in their face. And so, people have unalive people that's been going on for years. People have been getting beat up, beating people up. None of this stuff is new. Ecclesiastics tell us there's nothing new under
New
the
under the
sun.
sun. Exactly.
Nothing. And all of this stuff was happening, but it's just on social media now, and now it's a big deal. That's all this is.
And it's being publicized more out in the open than with closure.
Right.
We won't know, if you saw anything on the news, that's newsworthy. And the news people were there. But now everything is on there. I mean, everything. Look at the crime TikTok. They got so many TikTok challenges you can't even keep up with them. Here in DC, probably a lot of, from what I got, a lot of metropolitan city, when they had the USB cord, USB um, challenge where they were stealing cars.
Right. Well, I'm
Then
tired of all these days. It's grandchildren's day. It's Father's Day. It's Mother's Day. It's Friends Day. It's Nieces Day. Hell, every day is
it's Family
everybody
Day,
day. Yeah, you got
it's
we'll
Well,
have
no,
your
Pancreas
no.
Day.
family.
Keep adding the days. It gives us more reasons to have a drink. All right.
That
No,
people
I'm
gonna have a
joking.
drink anyway,
I
no matter
know.
what day it is.
I
they,
know.
they just
Hey
want to
but
have a little
guys,
more.
but you know what? I think that we've been on the line for about 3 hours and 30 minutes.
yeah, we're on our
And
soapbox now. And hey, Ashtray for life.
Ashtray for life. What's good? What's good? So,
As a super succeed, succeeding too said technology has made people take things to the extreme, and she's right.
no, technology has given people a backbone. Technology has allowed people to say things online that they wouldn't say otherwise in person, or to someone's actual face. It allows people to push narrative, to push lies and propaganda. So yeah, technology has definitely taken things to the extreme. Um,
Okay, Ashtray said for life said my name is Ashley. My best friend name is Trey, so that's why she got Ashtray.
Well, she said
okay.
boyfriend. Her boyfriend name is Trey.
Oh,
But
boyfriend.
I'm just reading what the Avatar said. They said ashtray, so I'm sorry. But I'm
They were just, I think they were just trying to educate us
trying to educate us on the name.
on the
Okay.
name. Cute, cute
Yeah.
little concept. We love it.
Right.
Yeah, that's cute.
All right.
Originality. Loves it. But we just all need to just get back to basics, I just think. And so,
It's
if it
not
walk like a damn duck, it is a duck. And just be and leave it at that. Okay?
right. Yep, let's leave it at that. You is what you is. It is what it is. That's my motto in life. It is what it is. Leave it alone. Keep going.
Now,
Ain't
don't
that serious?
now. I will say this, y'all, because I think we talking about Tyler Perry and him being genuine and living his true life. But when it comes to Tiffany Hilliard, y'all don't go buy that book. Or if y'all do, at least tell us. Can y'all at least let us know that y'all bought the book? Maybe we could bring y'all on the show so we could talk about the book. Cause I'm not buying it. Are y'all buying the book?
Hell no.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
No, sir.
mm.
Now, if y'all want to us to get the book, let us know. We'll give y'all our cash app. We're gonna make a cash app for the show, so y'all can fund the book because we're not putting our money into it.
Mm-mm.
And that
All right,
part.
I don't
I'm
even want
not.
to put my brain into it. I don't want to read it. I'm sorry because I've
you won't
she
need to. There's
she
not gonna be
already
any
she
brain required
already
to read her
she
book.
already lived out the book on social
Look, it
media.
won't be any brain required to read her book. Trust me. Your brain can take a rest. Trust me.
Right. So we've already seen enough of her. We've already seen what she about. So I don't need to see much. I don't need to see nothing else.
Yes. Okay. Love helping out says they're on the way to work listening. I'ma say a great live. And y'all, I'm just listening. Love. Okay. Well, we thank you so much for having us be your go-to while you're listening on your way to work.
And y'all mods, can y'all put all three channels in the uh is Justin who's in the OTR chat? Do we got a mod for the OTR chat?
Justin, are you
Justin?
still? Can you put our links in the chat for us, please?
And then also, love helping out. That's right. Make sure you're staying safe on that road and be
Right.
careful. One other thing that I wanted to bring up is that, guys, we are also streaming live from our official off the record YouTube channel. So if you guys want to support us, we're really trying to grow this off the record channel, and we wanted to become a platform for to grow as a platform to be able to get information out to a larger amount of people, to kind of share our community basis, our our base. um so yeah, you guys can do us a huge favor and subscribe to that channel. I don't
And
even
share
know.
the live. Share the live.
And share the live. Yes. All right, so any final words before we get up out of here? This has been a great live. I love the participation from the chat.
Hmm.
um it's Yeah, so what you guys have to say before we end?
Well, just to recap, we talked about Tyler Perry and his shenanigans and his court case. And so, Tyler, I guess you need to go ahead and keep singing and keep praying, and hopefully everything will turn out, okay for you. But if it don't, we're gonna be on that neck, Tyler. For right now, we neutral, but we definitely gonna be watching. And for Bashir, I hope he gets some help that he need. And Super Mayor, stop trying to play in our face because I don't feel like a lot of people are buying it. And you guys make your own mind up on whether or not you want to purchase that book at your own risk. But for me in my house, it's a no. And thank you, Minion. Thank you, Foxy, Minion with an opinion, and Foxy 2 to Roxy 3 uh, for the show tonight. It's been great speaking with you guys. Thank you, everyone. And I said what I said, chat. I appreciate each and every last one of you for supporting the channel. And please consider subscribing to Foxy to Roxy 3 and Minion with an opinion. Um, I do have their website on my page. I made a post last night with their website along with a lot of other posts, a lot of other channels that I subscribe to. So if you want some different content, just hit my community wall up and you can subscribe to the pages of your choice if you desire to do that. And thank you everybody for coming out tonight.
That's
Okay.
so good. I think I need to do that same thing. I said what I said.
Yes, you should. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that too. And
Yes, y'all should. Y'all should. Pay
I
it
just want to
forward.
thank my queen that's on here with me, my king that's on here with me. I want to thank my awesome mod, Justin Thompson. Justin. And I just want to thank all those that joined with us, interacted with us in the chat. We really love you. And, the show would not be what it is without you all. And I just want to say thank you again for joining us. And I think it was a very good show. We crossed some, stated some good pointers and, you know, got some insight on a lot of things that were questionable. And if, anybody else that has anything else, just go to our pages and go to our websites and our emails and send it to us and we'll discuss it and see what we can do and get the information for you and bring it to our show.
And shout out to my
Absolutely.
mods also, to Shelly C, Marjan, and Alice, and Lady T Bug. Shout out to all four of you guys for being a mod. And if I missed anybody, charge it to my head and not my heart.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And ditto with everything that you guys said. Thank you all for being in the chat, being here with us. If you're just watching us, we truly appreciate it. And yeah, if you have any topics, definitely reach out to us. I did get your email succeeding, so I'm gonna look into that. And who knows, maybe we'll be talking about that soon. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. We on all of our individual channels and the Off the Record YouTube channel. We really do want to see the channels grow, and we truly appreciate it. So thank you all for being here. And guess what, guys? We will talk to y'all later. But oh, never mind. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Foxy, bring the fire. Minion got the facts. I said what I said, yeah, no taking it back. It's truth with a twist, and we had a little mess. But don't get it twisted, we still say it best. This ain't your mama's news, it's off the record. Unfiltered, unbothered, undeniably black.